So, welcome to the next episode of the Mesmerise podcast. I can't remember for the life of me what number this is, so you'll see that on the thumbnail. With us today, we have the Deep Throat Trauma, a very Christian rock jazz band from the UK.
Praise the Lord,
Jesus!
we've got Rachael and Richard. How are we doing, guys?
Hello. Yeah, doing all right. In the world it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Surviving.
All things considered, we're
Yes.
doing all right.
Brilliant. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely insane at the moment, and we're just all trying to keep busy, doing what we can, doing interviews, because that's what everyone does, interviews.
It's fun, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Fun.
it's a good way to actually just, shoot the breeze, and everyone's got a bit of time on hands, so...
You shoot the breeze a bit too
I
much
know.
through your bumhole.
I was going to say, my muscle, my forearm is amazing at the moment. It's the biggest muscle I have.
Oh, that's something else entirely.
Exactly. That's
We can only see your right arm at the moment.
I
Like, your
know,
left
I'm
one's
like
off
Popeye.
screen, probably out of pure fear.
Well, it's been a long time, so I'm trying the left arm at the moment, but it's just not doing it for me at the moment.
Trying the stranger.
Yeah. Gonna come out with like Popeye on stage next time.
Nasty.
That's a character I haven't thought of in a long time.
Now you will tonight. Over and
I
over
will
again.
think of Popeye naked.
Oh, you disgust me. That's disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah,
I mean, the inspiration for that is a promoter in London. Not promoter. Is he a promoter? I don't know what he considers himself. Mick, who does gigs at the Unicorn in Camden.
Oh, Mick Wood, yes.
Mick, he's a good boy. We love Mick.
I think his main thing is he wants everyone to think of him naked. As much
That's
as possible.
it. And we do every day.
Yeah, it helps.
Good.
It prolongs a lot of the sexual problems I have.
Yeah, before
Exactly.
every practice, we hold hands. You know, like Dog the Bounty Hunter, when they pray to Jesus, we're like, we thank you, our naked Lord Mick.
Yeah.
Please let us write some sickness today. Amen.
That's where anal thunder butt chunder came from, wasn't it? Yeah.
Imagine those glorious cheeks clapping together.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to that record before doing the interview because I thought I better
Listen to it.
educate myself.
Listen to this shit before I talk about it.
It's good. It's
the
good.
voice.
I really enjoy it, to be honest. It's
What's wrong with you?
everything.
Talk about this after the interview.
I mean, after this, I listened to Elton John, so, that just shows
Similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
very similar. You definitely need to listen to Elton John after you listen to Deep Throat Trauma, which brings me to my first question. Where did the name come from exactly? I mean, not the origins of the actual terminology, but why that name in particular for a band?
It was 1600 AD.
Many moons ago. Yes. Basically, it just came up as in we're thinking of great names that could actually, be what was the name you came up
I
with?
really, really wanted Shattered Anus, and they all said no. They were like, no. I was like, but Shattered Anus. It's just the best. It describes our sound when you hear it. Like, we're so extreme that we literally shatter your anus. Everyone was like, no, that's a bit juvenile, Rach. I was like, what the fuck?
And then we came up with Deep Throat Trauma, which is basically
It is better.
It was basically a joke that due to my size, that would never be possible. So we thought and also it's to do with a vocal style that I do. It's everyone thinking about it being sexual. They're just perverts. They really are. It's actually think about the trauma that my actual the vocal cords go through. It's deep throat trauma. It's just the way I sing, mate. It's just like everyone else who thinks it's about that horrible, disgusting stuff you see on the internet. Completely wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. We're not like that.
Yeah, we're not like that.
We are really not like that. All we think about it.
Fucking decorum.
Yeah, and that's why we're a Christian band like we are.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Praise Jesus.
The second coming of Jesus. Right. You both spat out your drink. When we feel Jesus coming, it's just going to be sick, all right? So
we have Jesus in the band.
If you think we're a rude band, you can fuck right off.
Exactly. This is only tip of the iceberg. As they
Yeah,
say.
this is the tip of Jesus's
Yeah.
sexy iceberg.
Guess what? I on YouTube suggestions.
Yeah.
I had on YouTube yesterday, right? Jesus and his lost foreskin. It's just it's a documentary about how some kind of way they're trying to look for Jesus's foreskin somewhere. I've not got to the end
We
of it
probably
yet.
took it. You probably took it with him when you left the cave.
No, it's something in the doctrinative. I can't say.
Doctrine.
That's the one. Basically, they held on to it and they washed it with these stuff and they kept it in a jar and everything.
What
So
a freak.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
It took, yeah.
God.
The money.
That Jesus, what a freak.
Mm. Think of a cult that could go with that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, song idea.
Yes, that's it
Jesus'
done.
foreskin.
Beautiful.
Cheers, Danny. You just inspired that.
Yeah.
Dedicate that
See,
one to you.
I've
This-
not done anything, so I'm glad I can take credit for just sitting here and listening.
I must say, tell us to shut up if we go on because we get well hyped.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
fine.
the
This
song
is what
idea-
the,
this is
this is what
how
the
it
podcast
goes.
is for anyway. We're like only 5 minutes in, and it's already become like Sin City just seems.
He said,
many times over.
did you hear him? He
I
said,
know.
oh, Danny.
Dirty man.
You filthy boy.
And to think this was going to be on the BBC at one point.
Oh, dear.
It would
Oh
be
no.
See.
What? You mean it's not? I can watch me language then.
Yeah, just I know we're like 6 minutes in, but the podcast doesn't allow any swearing or any vulgar language.
Have
I'm
we done
kidding.
it
I'm
yet?
kidding.
I've-
I'm kidding. No,
oh,
that's fine.
thank
It's fine.
Because
All
that's
right.
all I've done is just effing tired. Oh, you really worried me then. Okay. Whew. No,
That's
but
fine. Otherwise, I would be able to edit it out. Otherwise, I can just like add. I can tie 5 minutes of silence. Just like, yeah,
It'd be like,
we
and
couldn't
now
use any
deep
of
throat
it.
trauma.
Just
And
white
that's the end
noise
of the
for a
interview.
good
Thanks
2
for having
hours.
you guys.
Oh.
So,
We've lost
I've
him now.
lost, yeah, you broke me. I've completely lost my train of thought. I think interview mode's just gone off.
We have
lost
broke
it.
you.
I'm sorry, Danny. I should
7
have.
minutes in, it's quite an achievement.
Thank you.
It's all your
High five.
fault.
Woo! Winning. We've come up with a new song as well.
Oh, lovely.
This is how we actually do it in actual rehearsals. We
Just
chat
chat
shit
stupidness.
and write songs,
It just
and
happens, isn't
it happens. Yeah, it's great, but well, for us,
It's better than our rehearsals where I give everything for the first 2 or 3 sets, then I've got a huge headache, just sitting in the corner fucking moping. Oh, I've got a headache. You
Oh,
guys do your thing. I just go feel like shit.
Oh.
You guys.
yeah, we make everyone have headaches, especially between me and Rachel, because it's
Me?
like a tennis, like poor
It's you and Scarfy. I sit
Yeah.
there all nice and quiet.
and
It's-
poor Robbo in the
Oh,
background.
yeah,
He's like
poor-
watching tennis. He's like his head's like going from left to right to left to right. It's like what the fuck? I just want to
It's
play.
a very disproportionate introvert to extrovert ratio in our band. You've got Rob,
Mhm.
who is introverted. Then
Is
you've
he the
got me.
bassist?
No, he's the drummer.
He's the drummer.
And
He's
then-
the backbone
He's
of the band.
He's the backbone. But then you got me,
Bone.
Rich, Dean, and Scarfy, who are all just like. So yeah, it's very unfair.
Very
Proportion.
unfair.
80% just diarrhea, 20% constipation. I guess.
I would say it's a higher number. I would say 90% diarrhea,
90% diarrhea.
95, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Pure
high.
verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, another song title for you. You get
There
to
we
keep
go.
that one.
He's given us a whole
See,
album.
I think
Cheers,
by
man.
the end of this podcast, we can write a whole album
Split
just
album.
worth of song ideas.
Beautiful.
Yeah, defo.
So, have you guys ever gotten into trouble or had any like issue from anyone with the name Deep Throat Trauma?
Yep.
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I actually, oh man,
I remember you telling me as well. I'm
This is-
remembering the conversation you told us. I want to catch this. I wanted to get this get this recorded.
Please
I'm just
do.
gonna say this now. If I rant too much, nudge me and stop me. But this is some bullshit, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I won't mention any names, but yeah, particular, so there's this gig. No, don't you either, because it's naughty. No, don't want to like dox anyone. But yeah, basically, we were announced for a really good gig in a certain place with a certain band, blah blah blah. the promoter, who did happen to be female, saw our name and was like, oh, I'm not having those misogynistic, C words playing my show. The band was like, well, no, like, we want them to play. So if they're not playing, we're not playing. But yeah, she was really pushing to take us off her gig. And I'm not being funny, but if I can just play this card for a minute, I was the one female member that night. And you're trying to take my band off. I think that's way more misogynistic than us having Deep Throat Trauma as a name. That's like.
And you agreed on you were.
I was all for it. I wanted Shattered Anus.
Yeah, Shattered Anus, but second place is Deep Throat Trauma.
Yeah.
And it's we got a song on our album called Obliterated.
Yeah.
Right, and that song is actually inspired by this good lady next to me. Because one day we were thinking of songs and we had this kind of idea structure and all that kind of stuff, and she come running into the studio and said, guys, I've got an idea. I had a dream last night, and go on, you.
There's basically, he tells this story every gig, but it's a funny one. I had this dream where there was this superhero and she shot lasers out of her clitoris, and I was like, that is the sickest thing. How female empowering is that?
Like Godzilla, but with a clit and a laser. And and so I was like, well, that's written itself. And we came up with a song called Obliterated. Yeah. And then a T-shirt came out of it, which was she drew as well. So the fact of literally someone turning around and accusing us
of being sexist. And not just sexist, but misogynistic. It's like, I'll write off the fucking song.
Exactly. You inspire everything. And it's like, all the ideas that we come across and all that, we got a mannequin, right? And it's and we've got a working alien penis, right? That basically squirts drink out of everyone if they want to have a drink.
He insisted on the penis. Just want to say we all weren't bothered, but he was like, I want that fucking dick. How
much was
we were like, all right, bro, all right.
That's very original to use a dragon dildo on stage. It must have set you back quite a bit. I'm sure they're quite expensive.
Yeah, we went to a specialist and everything.
Yeah, we got a special effects artist to come up with stuff. Yeah. Well, it's very hard to find one, so you need it made. So we at the end of the day, we're artists. We just want to have fun, enjoy ourselves, and any kind of oddball type stuff. We just go right. Is it possible? If the answer is yes, is it stupid? We do it. We have a rule in the band, which is there's no such thing as a stupid idea. And that's where Deep Throat Trauma is and has always been, which is great because it means that we have no, we throw stupid stuff out on stage. We have guests coming on stage with us. We got the Holy Cowbell. Right, which is basically someone comes on dressed as Jesus with a cowbell, and we get interaction with people off stage to actually join in with a song with us and all that. And it's just, we love our sample, we love our comedy, we love our extreme metal. So if we can just try and incorporate everyone, and to be honest, it's nice to see people smiling and laughing and being part of a fucking joke.
Yeah, it's just a big party, basically.
It is. It's something we can enjoy, and it takes us all way out of this stuff that's going around in their day-to-day lives. If we can just give that escape from reality for about half an hour, it's just it's amazing. It really is. And as I said, from people, we had a really great review, and we had a few great reviews, wasn't it? One was I used to do some really heavy drugs when I was younger, and I don't do it anymore. And watching you was like having a trip. It's like, okay, it works. And what's the other one? From that black metal bands.
Oh, this was hilarious. So, really lovely guys. But yeah, we played alongside this black metal band. But there's two types of black metal bands. There's my favourites who are they accept, it's a little bit of, it's fun. But then you get the other sort of half of black metal bands that are like, no, man, this is Satan. This is serious satanic business. And this guy, he was lovely, bless him. But he watched our set, this. I'll tell you the first bit of the story. He was like, I like you guys, but you are too cartoonish for me. And then he played with his super serious black metal band, and he had this Poundland Halloween hand gripping his microphone. And I was like, You are just as cartoonish as us, mate.
And the funny thing is, we when we're looking for props and all that, we went in Poundland and we went, no, that's too fucking cartoonish. It's like that's too that looks too shitty for us.
That's too stupid.
That
even
is
for
too
us.
stupid. And he's got it looking all like that. It's like, yeah, okay, mate.
Oh, bless it. They were really nice guys.
Good
though,
music
but
as well.
I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
I
hard.
love black metal. Like as a genre, it's fantastic. But then you've got like the really serious guys like Varg, and then you've got Burzum and Mayhem. Mayhem's not serious. Well, it's not as serious.
Yeah.
Like I think there was a stage where it's just like, yeah, it's just music. While with Burzum, it's like, oh no, black metal is life. I need to burn the churches down.
Do it now!
No.
I like it from the ashes. Wouldn't it be great if they remade that, but had it with Arnold Schwarzenegger as star in it?
Oh, Lords of Chaos with Arnie and Stallone. It's your
Well,
honour,
Arnie as Varg. That's the thing, though. Varg would probably be happier with that as well.
Yeah.
Because then he kept on referring to the guy who played him as the fat Jew every single time. It's like, for God's sake.
Shit. He's not a very nice man, Varg. I mean,
He's
I
not.
didn't like Burzum at the best of times, but I've really gone well off him. No, I can forgive shit music, but I can't forgive shit attitude and life views, like...
Oh, he's so racist.
Yeah.
Such a racist little man.
Racist little man. He
lives in France. I think he lives in like the south of France or something now.
Yeah.
It's like, are you serious? He's got like a family and everything. Like, who the hell wants to have kids with a guy like that?
Oh dear.
That's what drugs do to you.
I mean, that's the thing. People rip on guys like Ted Nugent. So yeah, all right, he likes to shoot stuff, and I don't agree with a lot of things. But then you got the other side. Then you got like the Varg shit, and it's like, no, that's not on. That's really
naughty. Yeah, my favourite black metal bands are like Carpathian Forest and Immortal, where the music is extreme and atmospheric, but it is just fun. It's not too dissimilar from like my favourite stuff. Like you just watch the live shows, and yeah, it's grim and it's satanic, and the aesthetic is very set in the the dark. But it is still a fun show. That's my favourite black metal personally, and it always has been, I think. For every Varg, there's an Abbott, and they're the good boys. They're just funny. They just want to play good music. Oh yeah.
I love a bit of
Yeah, he's funny.
That's the thing that's so amazing about black metal. It's such a serious genre. Just all in all, I think, just as a scene, it's so serious. But it's all based off of Kiss makeup, one of the most cheesy bands in the history of rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is it's like anything. Like it's Alice Cooper scenario and going back, all that kind of way. I think sometimes the persona and all that kind of stuff. Some people believe their own hype. Like for example, when I go on stage, I'm a persona, and same with yourself. We act differently on stage. But when we come off stage, we are who we are. It's just the thing is, on stage, you're probably exactly the same. You can take your character and you can literally amplify it 100% because you feel confident, empowered, and all that kind of stuff. And I think sometimes people just get lost in that kind of way, and they come off stage and they feel they need to be that. And it's quite, it's like, where does a mask come off? Yeah. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these bands. They really do believe their own hype and feel they have to be that way. It's like, Danny from Cradle of Filth and all that kind of stuff. I think he was one of those type of people that, I think he was quite a nice bloke, but, I've never had a problem. But I think he had to try and be at persona wherever he was. And that's the kind of thing where everyone got a different attitude to him, and that's, he's recent times, he seems, exactly. Yeah. That's my thing anyway. I don't want to take whatever I do on stage off stage. Just be weird.
Yeah.
Just being an alien and everything. Yeah.
But that's the other thing. I think our personas are our real selves, but amplified. So you just tone it down a bit when you come off stage, sort of thing. But I do think you're onto something there with a lot of like these real serious black metal guys. When they come off stage, like they think, oh no, I still have to be evil and satanic. It's like, no, man, have a beer and chill out. Come in the pit or something. Like,
No, you're completely right with that. I think it comes down to the fact of like a lesson that a lot of the 80s like big rock metal bands had to learn, which is once you're off stage, you go on stage, be king shit, be God, be that person who, is just absolutely awesome and cool. But once you're off stage, put all the bullshit behind. There's no need for it. You don't need to be an arsehole to people. Second you're off stage, you're nobody like everybody else.
Exactly. It's a working class music. It always has been. So, you shouldn't actually be all holier than thou type thing when you go off stage. You're at first, it's like I'm always a music fan first and a musician second, if you can call me a musician. But, it's kind of like, that's what it is. You enjoy yourself. Music is that kind of thing that gives you that kind of, a high, and you got to take that split off. When you go on stage, you do your stuff, and you come off stage, and you can look at other bands and still get that kind of buzz off things. And new music nowadays is amazing anyway. So I
think every scene you're gonna have elitist pricks. Not even just black metal, but any scene ever. You get them in not even music, like tattooing, lifting. I always tell the story. I went to a running group once, and this woman was like gatekeeping my shoes. I had like trainers that weren't quite like high end of the market, and in my head I was like, if you were a black metal fan, old woman, you'd be one of these guys at the back of the venue like, that's not grim enough. It's like your trainers aren't runny enough. So every single thing. You're always gonna, not just black metal, with anything you're gonna have.
Always gonna get arseholes.
Fun ruiners, yeah.
I think when it comes to music, metal has a lot of gatekeeping. I think it's very, it's got some of the most passionate fan base about in any music genre I find, but as well, you also have the strongest elitists.
Oh, big time.
In certain points, because you've got parts like, oh, that's not really metal. What do you mean that's not metal? There's 5 guys on stage, 2 guitars, a bass, singer. What else do you need for it to be a metal band? Oh, they're not doing this and this, or they're screaming too much and shit like that. So just calm the fuck down.
No, we get it all the time, because the thing is, with our music, it's a mixture of everyone's love and passion for music, despite the genre. Like Scarthy, the bass player, he's an old school punk. He likes his thrash. I'm into lots of genres of music, same as you guys. And it's just like we done a song called Rock and Gore, and it started off with like a rock and roll type beat.
That's a very divisive song. People either love it or they're like, "Oh, that's a little bit."
It's our Marmite
bouncy.
song.
That's not like very. That's not like your other stuff, sort of thing.
And that's the thing. People, because we just throw everything in the blender and go, "Okay, what do we fancy today? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool." And we don't really give a crap about like genres in certain ways. We love our extreme metal. That's where we tend to head towards. But that's also divisive, because when you're trying to get booked for gigs and all that, you listen to an album from beginning to end, and you've got a bit of grindcore in there, you got black metal, you got a bit of death metal, you got a bit of thrash metal, you got a bit of punk, and the thing is, a lot of people's heads just go like that. It's like,
but I'm putting on a grind night, and it's like they can't, they don't think.
No, they can't. And it makes absolutely no sense. Like we get this problem because we're not industrial, but we have a lot of industrial elements in our music. And it's like, oh, what genre are you guys? And like, electronic hard rock mixed with metal. Yeah. In the end, I'll just say industrial rock / metal, which just simplifies
gets you into something. Yeah. I used to love when I used to go to Europe, because Europe always was like, you go to a rock metal bar and the jukebox could be anything from Def Leppard to like Napalm Death, Bolt Thrower, or Cannibal Corpse to like Bon Jovi. It's they just like, no, it's rock, it's rock, it's metal, that's it, boom, like that. There's no like subgenres and all that. I think that's more for the kind of like magazines and the media type thing of like, okay, we're going to put you in there and there, which also stops you because sometimes when you're in a death metal band, you got to just look and sound like a death metal band. This is why this band is so much freedom to express what we dress on stage, what we do. Musically wise, we don't really have we just literally go in the studio and play around with some riffs and see what comes out. And we build a set around it, and we just hope that people understand and get on board and have fun with it, like we're having fun with it. It's a very, to be honest, it's a very selfish project because it's one of our things. We're all very arty wise. We all want to express ourselves in a creative way. So we love music, we love comedy, we love art. Boom, straight away in the blender, out it comes, and that's how we see what we do basically, which I think works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a collection of people who use it as like a cathartic release, really.
Yeah.
Rather than we're here to please these people. It's all about pleasing yourselves.
Which we please ourselves. Anyway. We please ourselves all the time.
You walked right into that one, mate. But no, you're right.
Like a free tree.
Yeah, but I think it's important for bands, like some bands, not to limit yourself by genre, because sometimes you might come up with a good riff. Oh no, but that's not the genre we're trying to do, and we don't really have that limiter, which I guess you guys don't. I think subgenres can be helpful, but you shouldn't limit yourself by them, if that makes sense.
I think use it within the confines to try and market yourself, because you have to market yourself in some way. Us musicians don't like that word, market. Oh, it sounds proper. It sounds like a job.
Yeah.
Always money involved.
Yeah,
But,
it's music business, though, isn't it? So you can understand that kind of concept, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to. It's simple as you can't get managers like you used to, because there's not as much money in it, so it's all more DIY, which is both a good and a bad thing, and we can spend hours going over that, but I think we all know the points at this stage. But yeah, no, end of the day, I lost my train of thought again.
It will come back. It will come back.
Wait for it. We're waiting with anticipation.
But yeah, no, in general, just bands. Yeah, just do whatever marketing you need to do, and you can get forward with that. But yeah, play as many gigs as you can, because gigs are awesome.
Well, the thing is, and the music, there's no money in what we do, and we all know that. We do it because we love to do it. How I see it is like, if when I was younger, if I wanted to be like a skier, for example, right? You see a lot of people take up skiing as a hobby. Well, it's, none of them are going to be an Olympic skier or anything. It's an expensive hobby. You've got to pay for the equipment, go over and do it and have fun. But it's just something like an expensive hobby. Music to me is like that. You're not going to make money off of this. If you can actually break even, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you just want to do this because we love it so much, and I think that shows it. That's why we were saying about the props that we actually get. Right, we don't go for the cheaper ones, even though it's easier to throw out. We go for things that will go right. Okay, how are we going to make this look really fucking kick-ass?
Yeah, what's going to be funny?
Yeah, what's going to be great, funny, and look what's going to make people smile and jump around and go crazy.
See, one of my favourite things, we spent not a lot of money, but because we went with balloons for a while, because they're cheaper. But we got this like blow-up sex doll, and yeah, it's a little bit more money. But seeing someone with a big grin on their face after a show at the Unicorn walking down the road home with this like doll as a souvenir with all our signatures on it, it's like, he's going to a good home.
yeah, we all had to sign it as well.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment.
It's like watching our son go off.
Yeah, it's like, be nice. Enjoy.
Goodbye, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Put on a sweater.
You hear the Hulk music as he walks away. But it's things like it's moments. You can never have more moments, and that's what music gives to us. It's expression, it's moments, it's joy, and can't wait.
For a lot of us as well, it's a social life. I know if it wasn't for like gigs and stuff, I probably wouldn't have any friends. Like less than I do now. No, it's true because the only time I really go out is to go to a gig.
Mm.
The only other time I go out is to like go for coffee or to the pub with friends I've made at gigs. I mean, I met Rob, our drummer, who obviously kayfabe. He's my partner. I met him at my first gig. I met Rich at a gig. Most of my real life friends I've made through metal music, and if I hadn't had that, I'd probably just be a smelly hermit. But more so than now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So it is so important for all of us, like as a hobby and as a little community in a circle, I think.
And this is the first time we've actually come together for how many weeks? This is
since lockdown.
Since lockdown, and this is because the thing is everything's slightly lifted and all that, but the thing. It's amazing when you take music for granted, you take live gigs, you take even rehearsals for granted. How much it actually means. You get very frustrated. I am at the moment. Live music is not around. Me going in the studio with my friends, my family, as I call them, and going in and shouting and having a joke, having a laugh, and all that. It's such a good way of actually just linking everything together, and you're doing it all for the same cause. And when we come out of this lockdown and all that, I think it's called the great pause because you get time to reflect and everything. And I think after all this, I think we're going to get back into the studio as soon as possible, and all of us are like, right, we got to do this now. This is it, right? We've had our break, we've had our moment to but it's going to bring us more focus and more drive, I feel, because we really do miss gigging, we miss meeting people as well. As you stated, it is a kind of, we go to a place, we play it, we talk to other bands, we enjoy other people's music, and it's just such a great community. And being separated from that community with this lockdown, I think you start to reflect and go, right, we need that. We need that as a major part of our life. And you get a bit more. I think after this, I think you're going to find music is going to go on the next level. I think people are going to, I'm hoping, this is a hope now, I hope people are going to start realizing that live music shouldn't be taken for granted, because I think sometimes you get so many events being thrown at you from various venues and all that kind of stuff, and people go, we'll go to see you play and all that, and normally 9 times out of 10 they'd rather play on their PlayStations or whatever, or sit indoors and watch live things on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Well, I think people's, hopefully, attitudes are going to be changed and realize that the actual going out, being there with friends and seeing live music and getting that energy and that passion back, I'm hoping that it's going to be a good time for new live music. That's my hope anyway. I don't know whether I'm I think this is, from everyone I've spoken to about this, I think people are going to start respecting what musicians do and how we do it, and just hoping that the venues are still going to be there. That's the only worry I've got.
I do think people will be a lot more appreciative when this is all over. As Rich said, like not taking events for granted and things, and whether it will last, we'll see. But
there's always hope.
Yeah.
But no, you're completely right with that. I mean, with what you were saying, it's either going to go one way or another. Either it's going to go the pessimistic way, where it's like, oh, no one gives a shit anymore, and there's not going to be any venues, or we'll have a resurgence of more venues, more people going to the venues, more bands, so on and so forth. So we will see what will happen. We can't predict it. We can't in any capacity. So we will just see what happens with it, really. And at the moment, all that bands and musicians can do is try and be productive at this moment in time. Like, we're recording our album because we're completely self-sufficient, luckily. So...
Awesome.
Yeah, like we're just doing that. We're still keeping busy while doing this. The only thing that's frustrating is we can't do photo shoots or anything.
We hate photo shoots anyway.
You could do a lockdown photo shoot, social distance photo shoot.
Yeah, on Skype right now, I can capture you and get your bandmates on.
Full hazmat.
That'd be like a Brady Bunch, wouldn't it? Little squares.
Because that's the thing, we have like a whole new, well, half of the band is new, so we don't have any like pictures live or anything with them, so we can't even use stuff that we used from the past. So it's like, fuck, we haven't got
You
shit.
should. What you should do is just really badly Photoshop together, like, photo each other into like a really funny background or something.
That'd be amazing.
Or Photoshop the new members over the old members' faces.
Ooh, now that's.
Save a bit of money.
I know what will happen when I leave now.
You're like,
The
wow,
plans.
Steve's like 2 feet taller now.
Yeah.
I think no, I'm not going to do that.
It wouldn't work. Oh,
Yeah.
just an idea.
I could see it ticking over, going. Actually,
I won't be offended if you don't do it.
Oh no, I've just gone over that. I'm not going back to it. I'm not going back to all the bullshit.
Oh no!
I'm done with it.
It's the more drama kept out of band stuff, the better, to be honest. Like, luckily we all really get on, but it must be horrible if you have got a little bit of friction in a band.
yeah, I think you're only strong as your weakest link, and we know that I'm the weakest link, and they can deal with me, so that's great.
Oh.
It's like, he's back. Bless him.
Kick him.
We thought we told him the wrong address.
It's like, shit, he keeps finding us.
I know, it's like a homing pigeon. What's going on?
It's like, oh, this prick again.
Yeah. That's what I got when you came out. No, not you.
It's like, oh, this kid.
God,
Oh, gee,
I forgot that stench.
You're not that smelly today, actually.
I know.
Did
I
you have a bath
washed.
or something?
I have to with this whole crisis.
Jesus Christ.
You have to wash. You've got to be
wash?
clean. I'm using hand sanitizer now.
Whoa!
I'm even washing my
Show
hands
me
after.
your nails.
See? See? Beautiful. I'm
Wow.
even washing my hands after toilet.
No
Shit.
way!
Where I used to just wash my willy really, carefully, so I don't need to wash my hands during the day.
That's disgusting.
It is. It
You
works.
fucking filth. And you get out of my house.
Get out of my ass.
Get out of my ass.
Beautiful.
Filth.
Anyway, how you doing?
Danny, do you wash your hands after the toilet?
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Oh, you're disgusting, a lot of you.
No, however,
Oh!
when I'm at work, we're timed, like how long we take like short breaks of things.
Yeah.
So it takes me 2 minutes to go to the bathroom and back. So it's like, no, I'm not spending any more of my time wasting it by cleaning my hands. I do have hand sanitizer on my desk
good.
though.
Oh, that's all
So
right.
I use that instead because I'm like,
That's
no.
All right,
That's
all
what-
right, Edward Dick Fingers. You two fucking filth.
I know.
Putting all your willy hands over
No, that's why we got beards.
Oh, wash your damn hands, guys. That's so wrong, man.
Well, we know where it's been.
Yeah, but
Listeners
I
out there.
know my willy's clean.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
but no one else does. We
No one
don't
else needs to know.
He looks like a guy with a clean willy, so let's just trust him on this one, okay?
This just in, Danny from Parrilla has a clean peen. Why is it always willies with us?
Why?
Why is it always any interview we ever do talk about willies and poo and bums? It's terrible.
It's normally you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like one of these days, me or Rich will just get like genital warts, and then there's just going to be a pandemic because we don't wash our hands and just everyone.
Is
gets
that off
genital
each
warts
other?
because of us.
Man? Is that what you're saying? Is this some kind of? I just met you. That's not. But then again, second date. Just buy me dinner.
Oh no, this split album seeming like a bad idea.
Split album called Genital Waltz.
Oh no.
I think there's a band. I'm trying to remember the name. Raised by Owls.
Oh
do
yeah,
their-
it's funny.
Oh, they're so funny.
They actually, I had a gig with them with my other band, and what we were actually going to do was, I can't remember what, it was one of the gigs at Deep Throat Trauma we were going to do, and we had this Ainsley Harriott type theme on one of her songs, right? This was before it wasn't before, it was before Raised by Owls actually brought that kind of thing into it as well.
Yeah.
And they literally done it on Bloodstock, which worked really, really well. And I think we were doing it for a final for like one of the competitions.
That's right.
And
Wasn't
then
it Beer Mageddon?
I think it was for Beer Mageddon, one of our gigs, right? And we were like, right, we got all the samples sorted, we got a song, and it's gonna be really cool. We're gonna throw masks out, and then the week before, Raised by Hours done the Bloodstock one, and they done exactly the same Ainsley Harrier type part.
We were watching it with our mouths open, like,
it's like
what?
What
is the absolute freaking chances of that?
Exactly.
So, they've got a mole that they send to our studio.
Exactly, yeah. And we were just like, oh, we can't do it now. This is going to be like, yeah. But we do. I spoke to them, and they're really lovely guys and all that kind of stuff. And they're fantastic musicians.
Oh, we'd
Great
love to play with them, I think.
Yeah,
because they're like very funny, like extreme music, but funny.
Yeah.
Funny party vibe.
It's one of the bands that we want to try and get with and see how it would actually work. There's a few bands like that, I feel.
Yeah.
There's been a lot more bands like this popping up, because I think a few years ago you had quite a lot of like negativity to like comedy extreme metal acts. I was like, oh no, silly, you need to be serious. And now it's like, guys, no.
Yeah, well, come on, it's just fun.
Yeah, the thing is, it's just, as I said, we can all play music that's going to get people's emotions going, like the anger side of things and the dark side of people's personality. We can, everyone is a very capable musician. We can all write that way, and some of our other bands, we've done it that way. But the thing is, at the end of the day, a large part of our personality is comedy based. We love comedy. We were a big fan of stand up, and I'm Robin Williams and George Carlin and Bill Hicks, and that's my kind of like my favorite kind of comedy like things, and from Eddie Izzard and all that kind of stuff. So that side is a big part of our lives. And Monty Python as well. And that was one of the reviews we got. It was like extreme version of Monty Python, which I was so fucking proud of. It was just like, wow, yeah, absolutely. Because it is that surreal type thing. And it's just, why can't music make you smile, laugh, and also look at people and go, what the fuck is going on there? And that's the look we normally get. It's just like pure amazement of like, I don't know what I just watched.
But I liked it.
Yeah, well, mostly, yeah.
Mostly.
It's like,
that's the thing. Metal has a lot of comedy in it anyway. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people that listen to metal have a transcended like humour bar, just in general. Like,
and top to 11 sort of thing.
Exactly. Like one of the things that has done that very well, and I think that's brought it more into like the popular metal culture, is Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I love that show.
It's so, the writing itself, like the actual songwriting, is so clever and so complicated.
He's amazing. He's small. He does it. Really amazing dude. Musician and like animator guy.
But yeah, like the whole package is brilliant, because it's like, they're being so serious, but it's clearly a joke.
Yeah.
Or like Hatercopter or Blood Recuted.
Yeah.
Just shit like that. It's like
Mermaider.
Face Fisted. And just song names like that already makes it amazing and just incredible. And I'm glad that's sort of carried on from other bands. I think Ailstorm have definitely gone more into like the comedy side of things.
Yeah, I like.
Well, the first time I really wanted to be in that kind of like genre type thing is, I remember I went to a gig, and it was one of my favorite all time bands is Strapping Young Lad. Right, and I think it was a Story. It was back in the day, and on the bill was Devin Townsend doing his solos. No, it's Strapping Young Lads headlining, Devin Townsend supporting, and a band called Zimmer's Hole. Right, and I remember I walked into a venue and they started their first song, and I felt this spray hit my head as I was walking in. I was like, what the fuck's this? Looking on stage, and I can see this guy with a big fucking, his willy out and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, not a real one.
No, it wasn't. I did have to take a double look, but then again, I was about, if he could have shot that length.
Oh, phew. I thought you got ejaculated.
No, I thought so. I was like, what the hell?
I was like, this sounds like a terrible gig.
Exactly. It was one of the best gigs in my life, because we went there, and the Zimmer's Hole is it kind of an cut off. Have you heard of Zimmer's Hole before?
No, I haven't.
Right, Zimmer's Hole is basically Jed Byron and at the time it was Gene the Machine Hogland on the drums. So basically without Devin Townsend. And it was a comedy metal band, and they had songs like Two-Headed Anal Baby. They had literally the guy came on stage, and he a friend of mine interviewed them before, and they said that one of the shows that they actually done, the back was of an anus, of a whole arse, a whole arse with a sphincter, and they had a sample of all this like constipation and poo, and they were throwing like all shit out of the actual big I'm talking literally whole stage throwing literally inflatable shit out of this sphincter. Then it got to like a crescendo, and the lead singer put his hand through the actual arsehole with a sword and done the best power metal scream ever, and he was birthed from the anus. That is a way to go and say. And this is a band I actually saw, and I remember he done a song which literally he had a rubber chicken and he was just going cock like that, and it was amazing. It's just like, right, okay, if I want to do anything it's going to be very close to what I want to try and do, that would be great. And that kind of inspired me, but I wasn't able to find the musicians who was crazy as me until I found these beautiful people and we made Deep Throat Trauma. But that was a kind of first instant of like comedy, and it was extreme metal as well, because of course being Strappy and Lad type S, it's kind of like that heavy riffing and all that. So I advise you to have a listen to Zimmer's Hole. That's where my influence mainly comes through.
But with the comedy and extreme.
Yeah, just stupidity.
I think we've all had that one, because as I say, I've always liked the comedy side of metal, whether it but tongue in cheek, like whether it's Immortal or Carpathian Forest. But I think with me it was like trauma films.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
Me and Rob are big Toxic Avenger fans, and it's very extreme on the violence, but it's just so dumb. I was like, I want to be in a dumb metal band where it's just like,
hello,
well, they're here.
Hello, come here.
Yeah.
No, see, I've always been attracted to like comedy metal, but I've always thought like it's great, but there's two problems. One, I don't think I could write that much comedy metal to make a worthwhile project, and two, I'm not funny.
Oh, subjective, man.
Yeah, come
on. I think this is, you know what you said before about there weren't many comedy bands before. I think the reason they had such a bad rep is that most comedy bands, the music wasn't very good. So on the one hand, yeah, they're funny like live, but when you listen to them, you're like, oh, this is actually a bit shit.
Yeah, the shelf life is a bit, yeah.
So if you can have the good extreme music, but with the attitude of being funny, as you said before, like bands like Ailstorm and that, I think that's a win-win. Comedy alone is not enough, I don't think, to be a successful band. You have to have the music first, and then it happens to be funny, or the band members are funny.
And with the writing of sides, it's we come up with a funny title, but if you actually take the lyrics as they are, they're very open to interpretation. If you actually read the lyrics are actually quite brutal to an extreme sense. It's like the trauma film type thing what we're talking about. It's so extreme and it's so like bloody and all that kind of stuff. It becomes quite surreal, but it's also the whole package, the live package and everything like that. And I think if you try to be too funny, it can go a bit too cheesy. We concentrate very closely on the music first and making sure that sounds as fucking amazing brutal as possible. And then we come up with a few funny lines, and then the music around it tells a story. So it's very much like a Monty Python type scenario, because they're not trying to be funny, just a very surreal type. And if you get the humor, then fantastic. If you don't, then you've got good music anyway. It's that kind of like getting that nice happy medium between the two scales. Because I think if you listen to our album not knowing it's comedy metal, and we like pulled into flesh, right? That song, it sounds very heavy. That's one of the first lyric videos we've done. You read the actual lyrics and all that. It's nothing really funny to a certain degree, but knowing the actual concept of the actual song is a zombie orgy. Basically, it's a zombie love story. So it's all about ripping into it and, you know, getting carried away and getting all sexy and all that. It's a zombie orgy. And if you read the lyrics in that kind of context, you can get the humor and you can understand it. But if you don't, then you still can actually get into the stupidness of like the brutality and all that kind of stuff. It's a very it's hard really, and I think the live show is the thing that brings it all together. Because a live show, we try to express in that kind of aspect the more comedy side of things. So the music is primarily, no, I wouldn't say serious because we always have a laugh, but that is
extreme, I'd say.
Extreme,
yeah.
And it's everything. It's all the other elements that make it into that kind of like clusterfuck of, silliness, and that's what we try and do. So it seems to be working so far. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean. And you're completely right with that, with lyrics. Like, unless you're actually checking it and know, some of the background, you're not gonna hear it the same way. It's like actually, there's a song that comes to mind is "Bounce" by System of a Down, which you think, oh, it's just a bit hyper bounce, blah blah blah. But then when you listen to the context of it, it's like, oh, this is about a gangbang.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this was used in a kids' movie.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of the ones I always go back to is AC/DC, Big Balls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a phenomenal song because he's talking, it's all sexual innuendo. And it's all about, I go to balls, swinging to left, swinging to right. But he's actually, if you read the actual lyrics, it's all about ballroom dancing. But from the Dirty Mind point of perspective, it sounds so filthy, and it's all like, we have these mighty balls, and it's amazing if you can try and get that. And I think that's also a British humour as well. I think we are very much in that kind of vein of that kind of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink type scenario. And I think if we can do that in the music and people enjoy it, bonus, awesome.
Or two become one by Spice Girls.
Exactly.
And then you can get to the stage where you've got Steel Panther, where it's so direct.
Yeah. There's no nuance at all with it.
Yeah.
Is there?
Glory hole. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you have to be a special kind of band that can rhyme gonorrhea with South Korea.
Once in a lifetime band.
It is beautiful.
It's a very... But that's the thing, as you were saying earlier on, Rach. Like, if the music's shit, you can't... And Steel Panther, that just the general band are all really good musicians.
Mm-hmm.
That's what come first. Yeah.
Have you seen that video they did where they covered Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne?
Oh, I haven't.
No.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing because, they're doing the little live thing, talking shit about each other, and Michael Starr, the singer, comes out, and he looks like Ozzy. He's got like the top on, everything. He's just walking around all zombified, and he's doing it perfectly. And there's this part where he goes like, "Going off the rails on a crazy train," and he's doing this really decrepit sort of like clap that Ozzy does.
Oh.
Yeah. The bounce
And then
as well.
he does it. He does it so perfectly. He does it. He goes, "Sharon."
Oh, we got to watch that. Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds excellent.
That's on the list.
Yeah.
It is a great video. My other half found it while we were just watching random videos. Thought, fuck, this is good.
Yeah, it's always a bonus if there's a funny music video as well.
A bit of a parody is never a bad thing.
Oh, perfect band, for example, like with the humour, good music and videos. I don't know if you guys, well, I know you know, but Gutalax, one of my favourite grindcore bands, and like, they just never has a band been so passionate about poo.
It is a beautiful
Their whole
thing.
thing is about poo. They come out in hazmat suits and they throw toilet rolls. And I think it was Metal Camp last year, or Metal Days as it's known now. And there was like, they crowd surfed the Portaloo. And it's just like...
Oh.
But if you watch their videos, they're not high budget, but they are bloody entertaining. It really is like B-movie metal, but there's nothing B-movie about the music.
No, the music's amazing.
That's got to come first.
And as I said, it's that kind of bringing those two elements together, which makes, I think, a great comedy, especially extreme metal band, because it's basically, you can listen to it in a van and you can like go, okay, that's fucking amazing. But if you know the concept behind it, it's almost like an added little extra of like giving something back. Like, oh, I know what that song's about now. Well,
yeah.
I can see that now. Right, you're kind of in with the joke type thing, which is great. And that's what we try to do with our live shows. We try and we have samples nearly every single song, and they're just off of like silly like trauma films. We've got one which is a Monty Python sketch, and it just adds the element to what we try to do, which is, as I said, make people smile.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fantastic. One thing I find first thing I find is quite interesting. A lot of bands and artists are doing their own like film stuff now. Like they're doing their own music videos. So there's a pop group in Russia called Little Big.
Oh, we
yes.
love
And,
them.
and they do all their own videos and everything. It's like, this is fantastic. This is
And
so
they're really
great.
entertaining, aren't they, as well? Genuinely funny videos.
They're more entertaining than I like. I think a lot of people find them more entertaining than they like to admit, because they're really good and catchy songs.
Yeah.
No,
And it's
absolutely.
there's so much shit about it that's so dumb, but it's like, this is so fun. This is so great.
That's it. That's coming back to the whole elitist type thing as well. You just got to be open minded. You just got to listen to the song and go, actually, I really fucking enjoy this, and then not go, oh, but I shouldn't. Why shouldn't I? Well, that's because I'm into extreme metal. How can I like this? No, you can't. You just got to go, right, this is fucking funny. This is fucking good. I like it. Like, some bands that are extreme metal, I'm like, oh, I'm not really keen on it. Doesn't matter. It's just literally, if it grabs you and it takes you somewhere in any emotional state, bonus. But yeah, the last video we done for Rock and Gore, that was very much an amateur type thing, and that was due to Rachel's idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was just like, it'd be really sick if we just. There's all these like metal bands, like, yeah, let's find a sick forest or like a really cool location. I was like, let's just go Southend for the day, go on a few rides, get an ice cream. Fuck it, we'll dress up, we'll film it, do it as the video.
Yeah. That was the idea.
Yeah, very few metal bands just have a good day out and film it. It's always got to be like, oh yeah, we'll be chopping someone up. We'll be, we'll kill this guy. Cut that girl's arms off.
But
and we were like, nah, let's just
but we
walk on the beach.
We kind of did actually, though, because what actually happened, we got a load of volunteers come down with us just to be extras and all that. We didn't have any idea what to do, and then we basically came up with a storyline. And the storyline was we had a friend, Ryan, bless him, who was actually only meant to be there to just take a few photos for us and have a good time and all that. And we decided that we wanted to dress him up as Jesus Christ. And the concept just got more and more elaborate to the point where the tide was low enough, but looked like he was walking on water. So we quickly ran to the sea and all that kind of stuff. And I said, Ryan, because I'm the Lauder as a character with a mask and all that. I said, look, right, what you need to do is you need to kill me. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, literally, grab my head and drown me in the water. And I said, I don't know why, but this is going to be really, really cool. So there's him dressed up as Jesus. It's a packed day in Southend on Sea. Right, everyone's on the beach still. We're dressed up as idiots, right? And literally, we're there, and Jesus literally grabbed me and slammed me really hard down on the actual. And then we thought, wouldn't it be great if Jesus was a hitman? And then we got a video. So it just elaborated so much. Where I think the music video came out was literally from us eating ice cream on Southend Beach, and you can actually see as a storyline and everything. And we are so proud of that music video because it literally didn't cost us that much, and I felt it showed our kind of sense of humor, and it had a comedy bits. We even were able to put in, like, because a few of us like games, like the old school games and all that, like Grand Theft Auto and all, we put little snippets of those, like, fatality and, that kind of stuff, or waste. We put those things in just because we thought it'd make us laugh. And if it made us laugh, then it's all good. And we got such a nice response from that, because it was very much, this isn't going to be a professional video like every single other one, but we like being different. We like being creative, and we put ourselves in that kind of way. And out came, I thought, was one of the best videos I've ever been involved in. Stupid as hell, but it worked. So yeah, that's Rock and Gore. Check it out. It's really, really quite an interesting video.
Yes, you can pause this video and you can go check it out. See, advertising. That's exactly what this is for. Ooh.
Oh.
So, as you were saying, with this, what do you guys do besides music? like in your spare time, or yeah?
Just like other than like band stuff. Oh,
You go first.
well, I do. If I'm not doing guitar stuff, I do a lot of art. Like I do my own comic about a black metal elitist called. Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
it's got his tattoo. Oh, he's healed nice. You looked
Yeah,
after him, dude.
yeah. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, because
Hooray!
people can't see this. Rachel's a tattoo artist, and she's tattooed a Shenron, who's the dragon from the Dragon Ball series, onto my arm, which I'm still very, very pleased with.
It looks awesome.
Oh, thank you, Danny. But yeah, if I'm not doing tattoo stuff, I do like my own comic called Blur the Cat. And he, again, like we're saying about just funny stuff in metal. A lot of it's inspired by real life. Like I've played in black metal bands before and been to black metal shows, and a lot of funny instances that happen in the comic I just exaggerate. Like funny people, obviously any coincidental.
Why'd you look at me on that one?
Any likenesses to anyone, living or dead, is purely coincidental, of course. But they are bare inspired by like people I've met. I won't mention names because they'll probably kill me. But yeah, some really funny guys. I'm like, you're going in the comic because you're just so outrageous. Like they write themselves, you know. But yeah, I think that's my pretty much thing that I do. What do you
Me,
do?
I surround myself with music. I love live music. I love anything to do with that, going out, meeting people. It's it's sad. I work very hard as an engineer, and my escape is, and that's why it's lockdown's a bit hard, because of course that's literally what I tend to do. I go out, I socialize, I enjoy conversations like this, and yeah, it's not being too cliche, but yeah, my life does revolve pretty much around music and checking out new bands, being supported to all my friends. I've got other projects as well that I do. From anything from I'm trying to do like electronical thing at the moment with a friend of mine, to I'm in another band called Dying Vision, which is like a death metal band. And yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much my life. You live it, don't you, mate?
Our bassist Scarfy does carpentry work.
Yes, very, very good.
Because obviously that is his job, isn't it?
Yes.
Carpentry, but he does
You
it for
should bring out
fun.
Jesus.
Yeah, he should have actually. But he does do he makes his own stuff. It's really cool. He makes his own all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, candle holders and all that stuff. Yeah, and benches and all that. So we all got very individual talents within the actual band. We're very fortunate that the band is very much it's literally
like a melting pot.
Yeah, we all got our own talents and influences, and when we actually get together and all that, we could actually express right, what can we build, what can we do, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not it's also a bit like a side project, because that is another thing as well, because when we're thinking about doing gigs and touring, it's like, right, what do we need to do? What can we do?
What can we make?
What can we make? So it's like
promotional art.
Yeah, so yeah, this is like an art project as well as a music project to us, which is nice because it does.
It gives us an excuse to make funny stuff as well,
I completely understand the same, mate, because we have that quite a bit. The only thing we're missing is someone who's a graphic designer. In your case, you've got Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that, so it's like we all have like some version of Photoshop. It's like, yeah, this looks okay. This is all right. It's just basically pressing buttons at this point.
That goes a long way, though, being able to do your own graphical stuff, like do your own posters and things. That's still a very good skill to have, especially being in a band.
I can't even draw stick figures properly, so when it comes to the art side of things, that's definitely your kind of
Rachel,
thing.
help me! I need a poster.
Yeah, it's like, can you just draw this? It's like, I did try some, but it was like, no, Rich. But no, mine's more creative anyway. It's like, if I got an idea, I throw it to these guys, and it's just like, yeah, we can do it. Okay, fantastic, awesome. So yeah, I hate to say, but it does work really well. I think we all have our certain talents, and we use them to the top of their ability, really.
Yeah. What do you like to do, Danny, when you're not doing band stuff?
Oh. Wow, okay.
Sorry, I'm not meant to answer the question.
Interviewed.
There we go.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
We're turning the tables.
very much like Rich, I surround myself with music almost 24/7 because apart from writing a lot of the music and doing a lot of recording, I also do a lot of the artwork. I've built the website. I've done a lot of the marketing, etc., etc. So I've done a bulk of the work.
Wow.
But besides that, yeah, when I've got time, when I find the time, I'm either playing video games or just watching whether series that catches my eye, usually anime in some form. I've recently cancelled my subscription to Funimation because, and I hope they're listening to this, your app is
Funimation.
fucking awful. Fucking ridiculous.
Boo, Funimation! You're bad and you should feel bad.
We're writing a song now just to fucking show you.
Funimation sucks!
2 seconds.
Funimation sucks!
Done.
Done. Oh, what anime are you watching? Because I tell you what, I've been watching Dorohedoro on Netflix and I love it. I'm reading the manga as well now. Like, it's just so weird with its world building and that. I don't like generic anime, says she who has a Dragon Ball Z sleeve. But, you know, there's a lot of generic stuff coming out at the minute, as always. And I'm just like, oh, man, not another big-titted anime woman. Jesus.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
no,
see,
big
seen
tits.
them all.
Nobody likes that.
I'm complaining.
To answer your question, I've just finished watching. I always forget the actual full title, but people know what I mean. Madoka Magica, which it's like think Sailor Moon, but it gets really dark.
Oh,
and
wicked.
Like they all just get killed off one by one in really horrible ways.
That sounds right on my feels.
Oh, I love Sailor Moon.
My all-time favourite was Death Note, so yeah.
It's very much. I think Sailor Moon meets Game of Thrones.
Nice.
Sick. I probably really like that.
It's on Netflix. Yeah, I've just finished watching it on Netflix, so yeah, I remember it is on there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Because I watched it originally, and then I've watched it again, because I think they've done so many different series and like offshoot books and things, and I think they've made loads of different. I think there's a game on the anime, which is very much like Cuphead.
Oh,
but it's like
excellent.
really hard as well. There's like certain like secret things you can do, or you know like secret levels and shit. But you need to play the game like three times without dying, and you have to play in a difficulty that when you get hit once you die, and then you start the entire game again. It's like no, fuck that.
So it's a proper rage quit game, like
proper.
I won't be able to go with that.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds cool, man.
No, it's really decent. I just finished it, so I'm gonna find something eventually. We just got the code from, we just got the Disney Plus login from the father-in-law. So,
oh nice.
And my other half hasn't watched a lot of Disney, so I'm like, yeah, you're watching all this shit.
Yeah.
You get to.
Yeah, if we had to suffer growing up with it, now you do.
Yeah, you get to watch Bambi's mum die. Yeah.
Spoilers. Just kidding.
Oh no! What happened?
Yeah. Bambi's mum gets fucked, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Properly? Is that the
Proper
X version?
brat.
All right.
Yeah.
Pop a cap.
Pop a cap in her dear
Yeah,
ass.
she gets capped by a drive-by.
All right. Yeah. Drug bust gone wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, how else is a single parent supposed to be providing for her child?
Exactly, it's a Breaking Bad of animation world, isn't it?
That'd be quite cool. Breaking Bad, but with a single mum.
Breaking Bambi.
Breaking Bambi.
Yeah.
That sounds like a porn I've watched.
It's like, oh, these fucking kids to feed.
Terrible, how could they survive?
But why are they all like really like not Middle Eastern, but medieval Londoners?
That's just because what we are. Our default accent is old London, I think.
Old London?
Old fucking
Old London.
Get out days.
I saw a really funny thing on Twitter yesterday of this American girl just laughing, and I was laughing as well. Our accent, she was like, people watching Spider-Man like Peter Parker. I was like, oh shit,
Peter Parker.
we do fucking sound like that. I'm trying to think what else she said. Oh, it's just really funny. Spider-Man. British people be like, it's Tuesday, rather than Tuesday. Tuesday.
I will admit, the American accents are better just because you can actually understand them more.
They're more legible, yeah. Not legible. That's when you write
legible,
stuff.
yeah.
Legible for ears. You know.
Speaking of accents, because this is actually a perfect time to bring it up. I went to tip today. Oh, I went outside. Ooh, look at me.
Ooh, Lordy Dom,
Mr.
Freedom, Captain Freedom.
I was being moved to like a bay. It's like, oh, you need to pay a bay like this. And I can't remember what the issue was anymore. It was something like I parked sort of like horizontally, but they want me to park sideways or something like that.
Oh.
And this guy was there, and he's just absolutely not going mental. Oh boy, but he's got like 3 teeth. He's got this really strong accent. Oh my, he's properly swallowing everything. And it's like I'm having to ask him to repeat himself about 4 times.
And he's getting more and more angry, so he's getting more and more like, what the fuck is he saying?
Yeah, but then there's me being the filthy foreigner that I am. So it was just swearing under my breath in German. I was like,
Yeah.
can't understand you. You've only got 3 fucking teeth.
Hey man, it's quality, not quantity. I bet those 3 teeth were really fucking well looked after.
They glimmered in the sun.
Yeah. Like
he reminded me of that poo boss from
Conker's
Bad.
Day.
Yeah.
I love that game. I am
the great mighty poo.
And I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat? Good. Classic.
It's such a brilliant game.
Oh, I love it. I don't own it myself. I borrowed it when I was like 11, which is not really old enough to play that game. But you're talking so much money now, even unboxed. And I really want it. Banjo-Tooie as well I want. And they're silly money now.
Now, you see, I am playing at the moment because I've got an Xbox One and I've got the Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, have you got the Rare Replay thing?
Yeah, it's got Rare Replay on it, like with everything on there. So I'm like, yes, I get to play Conker's Bad Fur Day. Sweet. And my other half's never played it. And I remember playing it on a emulator on the PC years ago. So I'm like, okay, yeah, go ahead and do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is great. It's fantastic. And it controls so much better rather than with like a mouse and keyboard. It's like, no, fucking hate the mouse and keyboard.
I can't imagine. I've never been a PC gamer. Everyone's
I can do shooters. I can just about do shooters, but anything else, it's just like, no.
Don't like it.
Don't like it.
I don't like it.
Don't want that one.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. Just right, what are you playing at the minute, game-wise? Oh, nice. Never played Bloodborne.
I bought it years ago, and I never actually managed to like finish it because I think I played it with I had it on a PlayStation that me and the partner had. Broke up with that partner. She took the PlayStation with her. I kept all the games. Then I got a PlayStation again, and realised the save didn't get uploaded to the cloud.
No.
And then I was just like, fuck it. I'm not playing this now. Fuck this shit. And only the other day I started again because I lost a bid on eBay to get an Xbox One copy of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I thought, fuck it, I've got Bloodborne. I've never finished it. I'm going to fucking play that instead.
Start again, yeah. Oh, nice one. I've just finished God of War on the PS4 and it is
it's
good.
Such a good game.
Sick, isn't it? So now I'm just I've got the last Valkyrie to do. I've not even tried yet.
I've not bothered with Valkyries just because I'm the kind of person who doesn't do the side stuff. I'm like, I've done the story, done.
Yeah, I like doing the story, but then depends on if I really like the game. I have to 100% it, like everything. But yeah, actually, Rob told me about it. Oh yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't attempt it because I'm just like, no, fucking no, I haven't got the time for this shit. I can't. I can't afford to buy all these controllers and extra TVs.
Oh, you got a couple new games before lockdown, didn't you, Rich?
Yeah, I can't play games.
Oh.
I'm slightly retarded with my hands, so I bought Mortal Kombat 11. And I couldn't get through the tutorial, so I threw my controller down.
Fucking boomers.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. It's telling me to do a lot of things, and it's like, no, it's not. And I spent about half an hour trying to do one like grapple or something like that. I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this somehow. So,
to be fair, like you can either do fighting games or you can't. Like I'm just about able to manage to do it, but
I'm a button.
combos and shit, I can't do.
no,
do it.
exactly. It's just asking you to do all this stuff to get onto the main game. And I was just like, I tried it because I thought for 2 weeks lockdown, I'm not much of a gamer because my attention span's too short. I can't sit down and play games. I tried, failed miserably. So I thought, okay, I'll get like a fighting game. It's like dash, bash, bash, bash. It's like tutorial. It's like, okay, can you skip this? No. So pressing all buttons together and all that kind of stuff. And I thought to myself, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do this, and just walked away. Because if not, there would be a TV that had a hand controller smashed into it. So yeah, nah, I'm not very patient with that.
Oh man, violent.
Violent.
Oh, you just reminded me of a funny story. Do you remember when the Wii came out? I'm just saying well old now. Oh, when the Wii came out 50 years ago.
I remember.
I remember. Remember the Wii? But yeah, I broke my dad's like chandelier light thing. So I was playing Wii Sports, and I was getting annoyed because I was losing. Fucking one of the little me's, I think his name was Matt. I still remember his smug little big nose face. Fucking me on Wii Sports.
Fucking Avatar.
So I went. I was playing the baseball one, so I pitched the ball, and it's just gone. And I hear my dad from the other room like, what was that? I was like, oh, nothing. I'm like picking up all these shattered lights, trying to hang them back on. Like, oh. My brother's like, oh, like, don't tell. He's like, okay.
Did you get away with it, though?
Yeah, he didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, none of them
until
smashed.
now.
Yeah, until now. None of them smashed.
Going to send this out to him now.
No. So I'm not good with wireless controllers.
Oh, they are bad. They can be such a pain. I remember. Yeah. I think I broke a mate's arm while playing Wii tennis with him. Because I got way too into it. I proper whacked him on the arm.
That's how they get you. It's immersive. This is why I don't play VR. Not only because it's like, bollock expensive, but if I was to play Resident Evil 7 VR, I'd probably twat someone and I'd probably kill them. I'd be like,
Kelly's on the fucking floor.
It'd be Rob attack me on the back, like, do you want coffee? And I'd just be like, and I'd probably turn around and just go ham because I'm like in zombie mode. It's too damn immersive.
I can't play horror games at all. I'm just really, really bad, especially first person ones like Resident Evil 7. Yeah. Mate, guitarist of our band, Luke, he tried to get me to play Resident Evil 7 with the VR set.
Oh no!
No, it wasn't that. It was what's the other one? It's green. Something.
Green.
It's like you've got a camera. You've got like a video camera.
Yeah.
It's like a really old one. It's not Overwatch. Overwatch isn't scary.
Not Project Zero or something like that.
No,
it's going back to the PS2 days.
Oh, first person. I'm googling this now because this is really bothering me.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first ones that did it. Outlast. That's it.
Oh, Outlast. I've never played that, if I'm honest.
Oh, because I played it. I played it before. I played maybe the first half hour. And I was like, no, I quit. Did it on VR. And I knew this bit. I knew the bit that he was at. And I'm just doing it. I'm like, no, I'm fucking doing it. But the thing is as well, I didn't... this is like the first time I've been around his house as well. So as he's doing it, he knows I'm completely panicking doing this. And I was like...
He did not go.
No, he didn't. But I was constantly like, he's going to do it, isn't he? I bet he's going to fucking do it. I bet he's going to fucking jump me when I least expect it. And I really actually need to take a poo as well. So I can't risk it. I can't risk him doing this.
Oh, how are you liking the VR, Danny? I'm scared. Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. I would still love to try the VR though on the horror stuff, but I would have to make people promise they would not jump because I would lash out. Like,
I know my missus would. I know
Oh.
my missus definitely would do it.
The thing is,
I
I
love her
would
to
do it.
pieces, but she's a right gut bastard.
Yeah. Oh no. I bet people have divorced over that shit.
That's the thing. I find that more reasonable. And then you've got people that play like World of Warcraft. Like, oh, you sold all the gold for the guild. Divorce.
I've never been a multiplayer gamer, I must say. I've never played MMOs and that.
And neither am I. I've recently played the final. I'm start playing the Final Fantasy one in lockdown, and I've joined like a little group. Like they're not called guilds; they're called free companies, and it's been really nice. It's so welcoming. It's been like the game's not complete tosh, like a lot of them are. Because you're like, oh, I press the button, yeah, the guy hits him, yeah, fantastic. And so all this extra stuff that you can do. It's like a proper Final Fantasy game, but in the same manner of just a massive multiplayer game. It's like, fuck, there's so much content. Like, Final Fantasy games have so much content to them already, but then there's like a mass multiplayer with all this extra DLC and stuff. It's like, oh, cool, I can have my own house and all this stuff. It's great.
That is really cool. Sounds like I'd like that, actually.
You can play on PlayStation 4, I think.
Oh, even better.
And I think you can actually cross-play with... Yeah, you can cross-play it with all the other consoles.
Oh, so you can play, like, if you've got a friend with Xbox One, you can play.
Nice community type
Oh,
thing,
that's good. I know Rob was playing, I think, the Monster Hunter one on PS4. He loved that. You got a little cat friend and stuff.
Yeah.
That looked really fun.
It is really fun, but it does take a lot of time.
Oh, so I don't. I used to play games so much, and now I play a few hours a week.
Yeah.
Like just because with like I'd rather like do drawings and stuff. But no, I do still play to like chill out now and then. But I'm what like is known as a casual gamer now.
Cash.
Cash.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, cash.
I don't know why we started all sounding like Sean Connery, but...
Oh. Boost up the PlayStation 4.
Shush. Shush, shush. Push it raw.
That's rude.
That is terrible.
my favourite title is still Octopussy. And just to quote, what is that? Oh, it's my Octopussy.
That's excellent.
And that will also be a sample now.
But not the official sample, just that Danny's sample. That's excellent.
And I waive all my rights to that sample so they can use it.
Fantastic. Copyright free. We never give a shit anyway, do we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Don't tell everyone that. We just nick everything.
We verify every sample we ever use live.
None of your data's safe. It's going in the album.
Exactly.
It's no different than what everyone does anyway. I actually got... now, this is something that nobody knows yet because we discussed... No, you guys... We all discussed it before we actually started the show. As my background on Skype, I had, as a joke, because I know Rachel's quite a Dragon Ball fan, is a Yaoi picture of Goku and Vegeta just making out in the background. So I'm just checking on my second monitor. I've just remembered I've actually got all these images on Google still, and I just found one of Vegeta just sucking Goku's nipple, and it's like, no!
Oh, Kakarot, your nipples are particularly erect today. I will surpass you with my nipple erectness. No, don't show us.
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about.
I mean, he is very short, so he's perfect Kakarot nipple height.
What's wrong, short?
No, nothing's wrong with being short.
Oh wow, he's thick in this one.
Oh,
he's actually wearing women's knickers in this one. It's a fucking fan book.
Vegeta, no.
Wow.
Why would you show us this? No! Stop!
Oh, that's amazing.
This is the last one.
Fab, a super fab. Oh! No.
It's not
Somebody
rivalry,
please
it's
feed the
sexual
children.
tension. There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Some people have a lot of time on their hands.
You
We
will-
thought we were the only
Yeah.
ones.
You will notice me, Kakarot. Notice my dumb, thick butt cheeks as they clap. Gallic gun.
There's a guy. He used to have his channel used to be called Sexual Lobster. Now it's just called Greasy Tails because he did it as a joke. He's not changed it. And there's like two videos. It's got like 2 or 3 videos where he's done like little animations of Dragon Ball. And it's fantastic because what do you call it? The special kind of doctor, the ones that check your prostate.
Oh.
Prostate doctor.
Orthodontist, maybe?
Proc doc.
Proc doc.
Yeah, let's call it a prop doc. And
Bomb doctor.
and he's just got like Vegeta lounging around on the like living room. He's just going, and Bulma's like, "What's wrong?" "Oh, I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, and my pride has been destroyed." And she's like proper laying in on him. It's like, "Well, you're a fucking freeloader, Vegeta. You need to find yourself a profession." And he's like, "A profession." He just becomes like a prostate doctor.
Oh,
And
that's
Goku
excellent.
goes like he trains. He's like, oh, there's something wrong with my stomach. He's like, oh, I know. I'll go get a sensu bean. He goes, oh,
It's not
Goku,
a
I can't give it to you.
suppository, man.
So, oh, I can't give you one. We've run out. I said, oh no, what do I do? I have got no money to go to the doctors.
No.
Like, oh, you can go to the like university clinic. It's free, Goku. And he goes in, and you've got Vegeta, and you just see him put on a rubber glove.
No.
And then it's like the next episode is like they're all in court because they're all like Vegeta didn't do it properly. He just ruined Goku's arsehole with his fist.
I'm going to fuck you harder than Frieza. Fuck the planet, Vegeta.
Oh, and some of the videos that the guy does are absolutely fucking amazing.
I suppose at least it promotes prostate health.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your prostate,
Always
lads.
immoral. Make
That's
sure you
right.
do it right, or else you end up in court.
Check your Dragon Balls as well
Check your
for
Dragon Balls.
suspicious lumps. Always.
Now, I think it's a channel that you guys would really enjoy. It's all animated.
Oh, you'll have to
And-
send us the link,
Yeah,
man.
I
That
will.
sounds
I will.
funny.
Because it's like, I think the most recent one he's done is like just something called I'm a Horse. And it's like just this song. It's like, I'm a fucking horse, get out of my way. I'm a brutal force. I run around all day.
Oh, I like that.
I think I found your next song.
Yeah.
Please make that metal.
Do a
I
Parrilla.
might do. It's like
Yeah.
it's just the
We've
stuff that the
corrected it
guy
now.
does is just incredible. And the animation's actually pretty good as well.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. It's always a bonus when it's like really funny, but it's really well done as well.
What, like us?
This
We're
guy.
not well done.
Exactly.
We're fucking shit.
What are we doing here?
Why would you want to speak with us?
it's,
But, it's-
with legal.
Now I've sent you the link now just before I forget it because I am going to forget.
Oh, excellent. We'll check that out
Yep.
after.
There's
Sounds funny.
there's another guy. This guy called Tom Scar. He does a lot of animated stuff, and he's done this really horrendous video of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh no,
So
how
this-
hideous. Well,
It's fantastic because like you've got Eggman just driving away. He's like, "What's going on?" And you've got the what they call from like Warhammer 40k, Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
They're like killing off all Sonic's friends and shit. And they're like, "What's going on?" And one of them's about to kill Sonic, and then one gets killed off by a furry. There's like a magic blast. They're like, "Oh, Sonic, we need to go." It's like, you're with us now. They're killing all the furries. And so it's like, I'm no fucking furry. It's like, oh, please, honey.
That's excellent.
Oh,
yeah,
it's just-
check out some of these funny ones.
all
I used to
the-
spend do you remember in like the 2000s and even 2010s, like Newgrounds, I would spend so much time on that website.
Newgrounds is
It's so
great. Now
funny.
it's just porn.
Oh, is it, or only, or just
Mhm.
mainly?
There's a lot of porn on there.
A
It's
lot of
like
good
lots
websites
of
have gone that
flash.
route.
Well, a lot of
It's like
good websites have gone more for porn.
Yeah.
That makes it better.
No.
yeah, that's the thing. It's not just like porn. It's like all just like web game porn.
Rule 34 stuff.
Pretty
Mm.
much.
Oh,
It's
oh.
some of it. Some of
Cause
it is just hilarious. Sometimes you just go and play one. It's like, huh, huh. I'm bored now.
Yeah, like
I,
it's.
I'm sick of tits now. I'm done. I'm asexual now.
Somebody,
Aye!
somebody get this man a doctor.
Quick, bring the beer.
Doctor, it's serious. What is it? He's sick of tits.
Oh my god! This can't happen. There's no sickness in tits.
Breastitis.
Breeds, man.
Breeds?
Breeds.
Bloop. But yeah, no, with there's like the animated stuff on YouTube has gone entirely different level now. It's absolutely mental.
It is crazy. Some of the like talent of independent creators is amazing. And it's good to see some of them actually getting like Netflix series and stuff, because they've slogged for years and years on Flash, on Newgrounds, whatever. They're now getting greenlit for their own really fun projects.
Like
So it's good to see
Final
that.
Space is one that comes to mind.
Oh, I
So
didn't know like, that was a I've only ever seen a couple episodes of that. What was
it's
he like creating before he got the
yeah,
series?
like
Sort of
he
thing?
had a really relatively known YouTube channel back in the old YouTube days, and he was the main writer. I can't remember why the channel went under, but they stopped doing it.
Oh,
And yeah, now he's got Final Space, which has some of the people he managed to get on there is absolutely amazing. Like David Tennant, Conan O'Brien, so on and so forth. It's like, fuck.
yeah, like
That's
really well cast.
Cool.
I always love hearing things like that. Like independent creators then get a really cool deal or something. Really funny animator called Psychic Pebbles. His real name's Zach. He's got a series called is it Smiling Friends coming out, and it's really like disgusting funny humour. Like the animation's really gross, but like I love all that. And yeah, he's done his own stuff for years on YouTube, and now to see him actually get his own like series, it's just really good. Yeah, I really recommend checking that out.
oh
Smiling
well.
Friends, really funny.
Did you ever have like I feel like I'm like one of the only people that gets this, but there's some series that you find on YouTube, and you think, oh, this is absolutely amazing, and they're like doing a lot of content. You think, how the fuck are they making money from this? Like this must be costing them so much to produce in the first place.
The time consuming, yeah. I think maybe a lot of it is just passion projects. They just starts off as a hobby and then with time gains traction. Obviously, you get ad revenue on YouTube, but
Yeah, but it's not a
certain
lot
things you
either.
don't. And I think you forfeit, don't you, if there's any swearing or anything remotely a bit off
It
colour.
might be something to do with merchandise as well.
Oh
If you
yeah.
expose
Oh
yourself and that kind of thing, then the revenue doesn't sometimes come from how much you put into it.
mm,
That's just more of a loss. Maybe it's more to do with if you do got like comics or anything like that
mm,
to promote the TV series. If someone gets into it, you know that those people are going to always, you get diehards in every single thing. So if you go to Comic Con, for example, you get all these people and they make probably a small fortune on what they sell. And if you can actually expose yourself on a small format and get enough people behind you, that's where you can probably make the money.
yeah.
So,
I think the biggest thing for independent creators now is things like Kickstarter, Patreon,
Yeah.
Indiegogo. There's a lot of YouTubers I watch, and where YouTube has changed its terms and conditions the last few years, it's not like as lucrative as it once was. The fan base can now go on Patreon, and I think that's the main source of their income now. Things like that.
hey,
There we go. Yeah, for some reason my audio interface just went. That was weird. But
Oh,
Yeah. Where did I cut out?
I can't remember. I think you went to reply, and then you were like, nothing came out after I said about Patreon and stuff like that.
Yes. I can't for the life of me remember now. Yes, no. When I originally had the podcast, the previous one, I was on VidMe as well, and I got so much more exposure there, mainly because it was a smaller platform, but as well there was less limitations. So I think one of the problems it had, apart from the fact it wasn't getting enough revenue, that's why it shut down in the end, is you also had a lot of the people that got banned from YouTube. So you had like Varg, who got banned from YouTube, and then he went on to VidMe instead. It's like,
Alternative sort of platform.
and it was a great platform. Unfortunately, it shut down. So the only other one is Vimeo, which is so expensive to be on, and unless you're a filmmaker, it's not worth doing. But no, it's a shame that there's not other places you can go to. I remember back in the old YouTube days, there used to be several websites like YouTube where you could go to. Now all you have is YouTube, and even the YouTube creators don't like being on there.
They
But it's like,
acknowledge, it's a necessary evil for them, isn't it?
That's just a monopoly, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's why they do, like, almost any big YouTuber, they have the calls to action throughout the video, like, please hit like and subscribe, please do the da-da-da, because they're like, YouTube just totally squashes my chance at making any profit because, I've said a swear word, or it's not completely wholesome content, so they just really push for the other outlets to try
I'm not looking at making money from the podcast at all. If I can, absolutely amazing. But really, I like having these conversations. Like, the amount of time I'd spend by just removing swear words from the show it's no point, because it's removing what makes the show what it is. Because on the radio you can't swear, and a place like that, it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that.
Isn't it? Yeah. I used to be very similar thing. I used to be in two minds with my comic. I was like, oh, like, it's about extreme metal, so I thought, well, it feels stupid not to have swearing and things because it's unrealistic. And I thought, well, it's not really for kids anyway. Like, you got to be true to your vision, I think, and not water yourself down just because of, they don't like the word fuck or something,
It's a word. It's not like it's a racial slur or anything. That's when it becomes problematic.
Yeah. So I do draw the line when it starts getting hateful. But yeah, swearing is like, oh, come on. It's not big and it's clever, but it is bloody funny.
Bit like me, really.
We all like a good swear.
That's pretty accurate.
But then, like, you got the Americans. They're so sensitive about the C word.
Oh yeah.
So
Whereas us and the Aussies just throw it around like
custard
as an alternative to mate. Yeah.
Footprints in custard. Way. Throwback to previously mentioned band. Yay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, they're funny.
I'm a weaver.
They're very good. Good band. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely like an Americans hate swearing thing. Because even on forums and stuff, I'm on this like tattoo group, and us and the Aussies are like, oh yeah, this cunt, you like cunt, and then like the Americans would be replying like, oh, like there's no need for that, and we're like, oh no, we're friends.
It's a nice word.
It's an endearing.
It's an endearing thing. It's like,
if we call you mate, then there's a problem. If we call you cunt, you're all right.
Exactly.
But if we're like, oh, you're
it's
right,
next level of greeting, isn't it?
What's that, mate? It's like, oh, he called me mate. He's gonna rip my face off.
But that's the thing. It comes down to communication. It seems to be the theme in every episode I do now. Communication is like there's certain terms that are endearing to some people, whilst insulting for others. Like with me and a few people that I know, we just go, "You're right, you fat shit." None of us are fat. None of them are like particularly overweight. Whereas like, yeah, you fat shit.
It's just funny, yeah. Like as long as the person reciprocating is taking it in a funny. We all call each other names, but I think the line is if someone you could see someone was upset, you'd stop doing it.
Yeah,
because it's a mutual
from.
understanding.
Yeah.
That
If it comes from a very vindictive and nasty place, then yeah, you can fuck yourself. But at the end of the day, if you just turn around and you having a good joke and a good laugh and all that, and it comes from a nice place, I think language is freeing. You can use language in so many positive ways. It's a few that ruin it by using it in a negative way, in a very, and that's what makes it what it is. And I don't think anything really should be censored to a certain point, but it depends what context it comes in. If the context is wrong, then it shouldn't be used that way. But as we were saying with the whole, saying you little cunt and all that kind of stuff, that was a greeting I think you gave me this morning.
Actually, we only call you that. But yeah,
I'll take it back. I hate the fucking words. Bunch of bastards, all of you.
Oh no, but you're up. But it's coming from a.
No, I don't now.
But no, you're completely right, Richard, with context. I think that's one thing that's completely removed from the discussion when it comes to calling people names and just general wording, just general language. Problem is, context is completely removed from the equation. Biscuits.
Sorry, Mary.
Would you like one?
He offered me one, and I was like, I'll have one of them. I tried to crunch down the mic.
So this is
credit crunch.
I'm going about your economy, Nah, mate. Yeah.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
It wasn't. It's half full.
Right. Or is it half empty?
Ah, it depends.
Optimist or pessimist?
Oh, he's adjusting.
No, it's because his headphones are so tight. I actually get sweaty earlobes.
Oh, I got sweaty ears.
Yeah, my ears need to breathe. It's not actually. It's just this. It's just the office, because there's no air. There's no airflow whatsoever.
Mm.
So that's always fun.
It's been really humid the last few days. I think, not unbearably.
I mean, last 2 days has been good.
Mm.
But before that, it's just like I can't be bothered. I think because I'm still working from home, and I think I got to a point where I was so hot. I had so much trouble breathing that I was just like, am I just going to have a panic attack just so I can go and be in like a cold bath or something?
Yeah. Have a bit of a fresh air or something.
Like cats can't give two shits. I'd love the kind of heat control that cats have.
Oh, my two
we
cats
just don't do anything.
Yeah, my two, you can tell they just sort of throw themselves on the floor like, bleh! I'm just like, yeah, they're hot and fed up, bless them.
They're fed up because everyone's around. That's a fucking thing.
Yeah, go back to
why
work.
The fuck are you here? Fuck off. This is our time. We have parties. We have people around. We have things. We roll around in catnip and have a get high. And you guys are just ruining the buzz, man. Fuck off. Do something.
Humans gate crashing.
It'd be great to be a human just sitting around doing fuck all day.
Only if you've been furloughed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been working all the way through this.
Yeah, same.
And I'm self-employed, so I'm fucked. Way!
Yay!
I've had Bojo's chode riding my arse all fucking lockdown.
Fucking arsehole.
Now, it's all good. It could be worse.
That is a proper cunt.
Yeah, contextually.
Yeah.
What come?
Actually, cunts are useful, so fuck it.
Oh! Rude.
Because Rich, as you said earlier on, you're an engineer. I've got a friend of mine. He's like an electrical engineer, but his problem is he's terminal. So, like, if he got corona, he's fucked.
Ow. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think he's not allowed to return to work until October.
Oh wow, October.
And the way his contract is set out, is basically like a 0-hour contract. So he's not getting paid shit during this.
Oh, that's
disgusting.
awful.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's really not cool.
No.
Oh, bless him.
All right, send him a best and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That must be a horrible situation. The thing is, it does kind of like, I've been working all the way through this, and I work in hospitals, schools, care homes, because I do all the equipment in these places. And you do see different sides of how people are coping with things, and it's like your friend's story and all that kind of stuff. It gets really much forgotten, like yourself. Your tattoo artist. Tattooing, in my opinion, is a lot more healthier and cleaner environment than, say, going down the fucking pub.
Oh,
And it's
that's
kind of
so
like
annoying.
they're stopping like those kind of places being open, but we're opening pubs. It's a whole situation is completely out of balance. And I was saying this before we even got on here. I go into all these places, and these people are working really hard, and they're seeing a lot of traumatic stuff. And it's there's no way around it. It's a fucked up situation. I hope that people realise after this that these people, like the nurses I've seen, the care home assistants, everyone like that, has put so much time and effort, and they can start having a bit of respect they deserve. The point is, I don't think they will. I think that's a wishful thinking.
People have short memories, don't they?
Yeah, it's they very much think about themselves now, and it's what is it, amnesia or something like that, of the short-term memory of everything that's been going on. But I don't know, it's a hard situation. I'm hoping we're past the halfway mark at least, because you just look at the patterns and all that kind of stuff that's going on. We just got to hope for the best, and we just got to support people like your friend, to hopefully get a lot. Get what he deserves, basically. I think he should be going online, and I think he should be actually getting some kind of like giving thing online and all that, because it's not begging or anything. It's just literally the circumstance he's in is a lot worse than a lot of other people that actually are in a better circumstance. So maybe suggest him maybe get some kind of support website or something up, because I know if he's in the community that we're in, the metal community, they're the people we should support. They're the people out, they need the support and all that. And that circumstance, to me, what you just said is just unbelievable. But unfortunately, it's not the first, and it won't be the last time I've heard that kind of thing.
Like I work on the phones. I work with money.
Yeah.
And I hear every side of it. Like, whether it's true or not, I can't tell, because I don't see everyone's circumstance. But the amount of people that are struggling is like, I don't hear it, because I have friends in other countries, and I don't feel like they're struggling anywhere the same way that we are.
I feel that, actually.
I've got a lot of friends in Germany, and they're definitely they're struggling, but they're not struggling as much as this. It just seems like a lot of countries have done this thing where it's a basic income that comes in, and it's like a living allowance, like a working. So basically, everyone's out is getting something. Where, like Rachel being self-employed, or your friend, they're getting nothing. How are they surviving? And of course, what also we got to think about also, which is a huge thing, is mental health. At the end of the day, it's a very hard place out there. And I know we have a laugh and all that kind of stuff, but making circumstances like that more difficult for people is not fair. And that's why I was saying, I think we need to make aware of those kind of circumstances, because I know a lot of nurses that on the front line and all that kind of stuff that I know of and speak to, they're going to need some real help after this, because I think they were talking like this kind of thing as almost like a war. The difference between this and the war is basically people go to war and trained to see and do certain things, and even they suffer when they come back. This is a different type of thing. Those people have never chosen to see or be in that kind of circumstance, and I think that's what I'm hoping, that they get the help they deserve. And that's what, well, I don't know, we'll see what goes on. So it's a bit of a down bit of a down moment, but yeah, it's, as I say, it hits everyone hard. And as I said, send your best to your friend, and hopefully try and get him to Just Giving page, or what they call it, those pages.
I think it is Just Giving.
Just Giving
Or
or something.
I think it is, yeah.
I think you should do. The community is out there, and they are there to support and everything. And I've seen friends support people that couldn't pay vet bills, for Christ's sake. So, and it helps people, and that's what we need to do. We need to work out who is the less fortunate and try and help them through this period, because I think that's what might be a good thing after all this. What we learn about is ourselves and each other. Sorry.
Then you're completely right with that. I think the problem, the one thing that we aren't doing is providing support to people that need it most.
Yeah.
Like with the whole clapping thing. Yeah, it was all right for the first 2 times, and after that, it just became patronising.
I must admit, I feel safe saying it now, but I did clap for the first few weeks, and then I did stop despite my whole streak continuing, because I thought, they don't bloody need clapping. They need support. They need money. They need
PPE. They need PPE gear. They need.
I felt like a hypocrite, because I thought, oh, well done. And some people were a little bit like, oh, like, you saw some people were shaming people. Oh yeah, no, what, like, half my street didn't clap. It's disgusting. You think, yeah, well, they've probably got. It's not just they're lazy. They've got their own reasons for not. I felt the same. I thought it was a bit patronising.
I'll be honest. I thought the first time was patronising. I did it because it was a show of appreciation, all that. But when they said clapping, I always thought to myself, not so much normal people, but seeing all those politicians sitting around and them literally not increasing pay and all that within the last couple of years, not putting the money where the NHS was needed and all that kind of stuff, and freezing a lot of people's wages and not helping with like the student nurses and all that, and they're outside their houses, multi-millionaire houses and all that, going,
I can sleep tonight now because I've clapped.
I'm okay now. I can go back into my house. I'm all safe, and and
it is. I know this is a term thrown around, but for me, that's really virtue signalling. Oh, aren't I a good person? Clap, clap, clap. Well done. Well, what are you actually doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing to help the situation?
Literally going out and saying thank you to people was a lot better. When I was in the hospitals and all that kind of stuff, and just going, you guys are amazing, thank you so much, and all that kind of stuff. That is the kind of thing they need to support. And the PPE was not there. And whatever you say, I went into all these places. They were struggling like mad. And it's, it's a lot better now. And wherever I go is a lot better. But the problem being is there is still a problem, because now I think everyone's taking their eye off the ball, because everyone's now going towards this whole thing of common sense. And I'm not being funny; it's not very common. It's a terminology. If you're into like quality control and all that kind of stuff in work, you've always been told, if you ever do stuff like risk assessment, common sense is something you can't make. It's not allowed to. You can't just turn around and say, I'm not going to put these things safe in the locker because of corrosion or something like that. We're going to hope that people have common sense. There's no such thing. And then you're having the guy turning around and saying, all you got to do is just have a bit of common sense. And then everyone goes to the beach or goes to his open places and not give a then
you got you little shits not washing your hands when you've had a wee.
That's all right, because
it's all your fault.
My penis is corona free.
Yeah, apparently.
The thing is, peeing at home.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going out.
He's safe in his own.
But you're completely right with that. I mean, people don't have any common sense. Like, I literally live a minute's walk from the beach. I can go to the beach whenever I want. I haven't been because it would be irresponsible for me to do so. And really, what the fuck? Like, the amount of times I've been for walks because I need to get outside for my own mental health.
Yeah, but your distance, you've been staying away. I've been walking, but I've been... Obviously, if I look down and I see a load of people gathered, I'll cross the road or I'll go a different route.
The thing is, I like Bill Hicks used to say, the beach. What is the beach? It's when sand meets water. It's just like, what? Why? You know, I'd rather be in the bathtub with my own music and have fucking the pint and all. It's enjoy myself. It's not a big thing. You got gardens, you got lovely walks, and you can socially distance in every single part of those scenarios. You got so much good greenland and all that kind of stuff. The beach, it's just a selfish act, and
I must admit, I think people without gardens, I've really felt for them throughout this lockdown.
I don't have a garden, but again, I'm an introvert. I'm inside a lot anyway, so it's not much of a difference for me.
Yeah,
and I've just looked at it as I can be really productive now, so I'm saving 2 hours in travel, and I can spend that on music, I can spend that on gaming, whatever. And now I've got cats, so.
Oh,
so
I've loved hearing about your cats, you and Rachel's cats. Oh, how are they getting on?
They're really good. They're doing really, really good. I think they're finally sort of coming into their own.
Getting used to their new home.
Yeah, one of them was scared for days, and it's like,
oh.
Poor little girl.
It's just a bombardment of the senses, being in a new environment. It's new noises, new smells, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a lot calmer
as
well now. So that the older one couldn't give a shit. He's just like, this is where I eat, this is where I shit, this is where I sleep. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Pretty much like me.
Yeah. Simple beasts.
That's all what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying earlier on, like the thing with the pubs as an example, I don't think they should, personally, I don't think they should be open. Again, with all these businesses opening, I feel for them. I genuinely feel for them. Like with you, Rachel, and all these other businesses, they're not getting any income. And some people are able to go through it, others can't. That really depends on
situations
several factors. And
absolutely,
it's the amount of people that I know who were almost crusading the whole, people are idiots, not putting masks on, they're not going out. They're the first people going to a fucking pub. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I noticed, sorry to go off on a rant now, only a little one, but I noticed in the early stages of lockdown, people were putting on Facebook, can you believe how many, I went out for a walk earlier and there's all these people out. It's like, well, what were you doing? And people filming each other. It's like, well, what were you doing there? Why are you allowed to go out and you're slagging off these other people? Like,
it's one of the situations where I personally think the government have really messed up completely, and the only way to actually get out of the actual mess up of what the government has actually done because of the numbers and all that is to go common sense. Because now, if there's a second spike, they will turn around and go, well, we did tell you to actually use your common sense, and you guys didn't. And it's going back to the whole
it's the blame shifting.
But it's herd immunity as well on a certain level. They're not saying it's herd immunity, but they want people to be idiots. They want people to go back to pubs. They want people to actually catch it because it's a way that there is a possibility if you catch it all, you will actually have an immune system, and it will actually, you can build up immunity. But there's no proof about that at the moment. Yeah. Science hasn't actually turned around and says you can't get it twice. And also, it doesn't say that you can't be a carrier. I just know that my family's been locked down for must be about 12, 13 weeks or something stupid like that at the moment. And it's been horrible for them. They've been stuck indoors. I'm an outgoing person. I'm a social person. I'm such a social animal when it comes to it. I need people around me. I would love to go to a pub, love to go music venues, love my music, everything I am missing severely. And it does affect you in certain ways. But you also got to think, if this is only 6, 7, 8 months, even a year of literally just making sure everything's safe. It's a year out of your life, right? I've been drunk far more and lost far more time memory-wise and gig-wise. It's literally just behave yourselves. And as I said, the supporting each other is a main thing. But also you got to be a bit wise, because the problem being is it's not so much... It's like your friend with terminal situation. It's them who are going to suffer by the selfish nature of what people are doing at the moment. And that's where I think people forget, because it's very much like, we're having a hard time because we're stuck indoors. Well, no, you're not. You're really not having a hard time, because you are getting financial support. You're getting this and you're getting that.
It's hard for everyone.
It is hard for everyone, but there's a certain degrees. The reason why we're doing it should be the reason why we should actually... Yes, it's just being humane to each other and go, right, we don't want to see this happen for longer. And be honest, for a second spike, if it came in the winter, the virus is more susceptible in the winter because it doesn't die. It's a proven fact. So we don't want a second spike in the winter. At the moment, all this opening up and all that, I just don't see. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for some time, but we can make it easier. And that's just literally just being a bit more thoughtful for those around.
Yeah,
I think that will shorten it.
I mean, as you're saying, about people suffering, like, just because you're bored does not mean you're suffering.
Yeah.
There's people whose family members are dying or have died during this.
And they can't see them, yeah. I've had a couple of friends who unfortunately have had that. They weren't allowed to go and see their family members, and even the funeral, it had to be social distance.
Or Skyping. I heard that you do a lot of Skyping.
I can't imagine how hard that must be on all involved in those circumstances.
But then again, it doesn't help that there's a mix. I knew exactly where I stood in the beginning of this because I listened to my friends who were scientists and I looked at all the papers and the research and all that. Then suddenly the government came in and they've confused everyone. I was turning around to my friends the other day. I was like, I'm really confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to act. I don't know. Am I right thinking that this is nearly over because everything's starting to open? But so me being someone, I don't think I'm highly intelligent. I just listen to my friends' opinions and go by those because I believe they're a lot more, especially my friends who are from that scientific community. And they're telling me this is not over, this is this and this is this. And I'm like thinking, but I'm watching TV. And if I wasn't asking the questions, I would actually see Boris or whatever standing up there. And I'd be like, well, it seems like it's coming to an end. And it's not. And that's what I'm worried about. It's that kind of false perception. Because
we're not getting a true
security.
Yes. And it's all about the economy. You can go for everything, but at the end of the day, it's where the actual money stops. And they know that we can't actually sustain it in this kind of current form. Where, you've got richer countries like Germany and Switzerland and all that kind of stuff who are doing the lockdown for longer.
Yeah.
We are the first ones that are talking about getting the kids back. I believe we were the first ones actually to fully open pubs, I believe.
I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure about that, but I read somewhere that we were. And it's like, well, you know what, it's, what is it? Next weekend is when all the pubs are going to be open. And that is a scary place thinking about, where we are. Yeah, the numbers and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. As I said, I'm just the people I'm concerned about is the people, my family and my loved ones and my friends, and that is the people around me at the moment. So just as long as they're safe, you've got to be that kind of way, unfortunately. Yeah. And just hope it goes away quick. I don't know. It'll sort itself out. As I said, sacrifice needs to be made.
Yeah, there's you can only worry about what you can control at the end of the day. There's no point stressing over what the government is. Obviously, you can always do something. You can write to MPs. You can be proactive, but you literally can only control how you are behaving. So focus on stuff like that, I think.
And also support everyone because, mental health is a serious issue.
Big time.
So, just calling out to friends and actually making sure they're okay. That's a major thing.
So that is actually a positive to come out of all this. I've spoken to friends who I haven't spoken to in years just because we've reconnected and I think, again, I think hopefully one of the good side effects of all this is I'm hoping it'll make people more grateful. But like whether it's for friends or for going out or for life after lockdown,
there's definitely going to be an attitude adjustment in the situation at hand. And I'm hoping that people won't be so lost in the grief and the what's happened. I'm hoping people just go, right, it's over now. Let's hope it's a cure that makes it over, and let's go and start living our lives. Let's enjoy it. And I think I do think a lot of people, especially my friends and a lot of my family, have actually seen it that way. They're just like, right, this year's been complete write-off. Let's just write this year off completely, and let's go forward. Let's go, right, okay, what do we want to do? Let's spend it closer together and have a great time. I think it's going to be one hell of a party. When we know this is completely gone, it's going to be right. Yeah. Okay, let's fucking do it.
I'm thinking all the festivals next year are going to blow up. Like, wow!
Yeah.
That's Bloodstock. They've done a fantastic job with what they're doing because they cancelled this year, moved it to next year, kept most of the lineup, and added an extra day.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Same with Obscene Extreme. Chirby, the guy who runs it, has basically said, if you've bought a ticket for this year, we'll just honour it next year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm always going to go until I die. So it's like, oh, sick. Nothing lost.
Bloodstock is going to be absolutely amazing because the extra day has actually helped quite a bit. But the thing is, there's been a lot of good response to everything at the moment. I don't think there's a lot of negative really when it comes to that kind of side of things. And yeah, people are missing it. People are feeling it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think hopefully we'll be better from it. And I do honestly think it'd be a lot more. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot more fun. I think people are going to start going, right, let's do this. Let's enjoy. You know, if those people sitting in the rooms going, I've never picked up a guitar, I've never played the drums and all that, and I'm going to try and teach myself. You know, go and get a lot more people wanting to actually express themselves through music or art or anything like that. Maybe find a new skill. Boom, done.
It's more time for like personal projects.
Yeah, because you do get lost in the chaos, and you do get lost in like the 9-to-5 job.
It's a bit of a rat race, yeah.
It is, and you don't have time to actually see, you know, better yourself and push yourself to those kind of directions. And I think, yeah, it's good. It's needed, a good restart if we see it that way.
Yeah, I'd say one thing I've definitely done is I've gotten a lot better at guitar since this, so that's been quite nice.
There's always
Fantastic.
swings and roundabouts, isn't there?
Exactly, silver lining.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we should be doing our new album soon.
Yes. See, we are writing still, which is nice.
So that's good. We've had a lot of time to write new stuff. Me and Dino have been doing a lot of riffs and sending them back and forth and ready for when we're all back in the studio at some point.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. Once we get back in the studio. That's the one thing I do miss, just the creative side. Because you can do it on your own, that's absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, going in and just literally having a jam with your friends and all that kind of stuff and just coming up with some... Yeah, that's like a simmering pot at the moment. It's going to be nice when it's done. So that's what we're looking for anyway. So.
Yeah, no, that will all be really nice. Just to go back into rehearsals proper, because you've got rehearsal rooms opening up at the moment as well. Which, yeah, I'm not saying more about that.
Yeah, the thing is, I suppose a lot of places are thinking, well, if the bloody pubs can open, you know, and everyone can get drunk.
It's fair enough.
It's non-essential, isn't it? It's, as I say, it's going back to the whole thing of the confusion. It's like, well,
if the pubs are open, surely we can be, and they can be, and nothing. There doesn't seem to be a lot of rhyme and reason, I think, as to what's open and what's not.
And the most ironic thing is going back to your tattooing. And
I know, we're one of the most sterile places. This is so you can go to a gritty pub and get all spit and drink over each other, but you can't have us, obviously, albeit with masks now, with the proper PPE in a sanitised environment. Oh no, that's far too disgusting.
Look, we still have the vouchers to use for your tattoo place as well, so...
Oh, there's no expiration date, just saying.
I kept thinking it's like a year, but my no, it doesn't expire. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad, because there's still quite a bit on there.
That's good. I think all of us are lining up there for Rachel today.
I've had a lot of people like, you going back here? You going back? How about now? I've just been putting everyone on a list who wants me to tattoo them. Like, I'll let you know when I do.
Yeah, it's an alphabetical order, and mine's quite up the top there, isn't it?
A. Richard.
Oh. But yeah, no, I think
excited.
It's going to be good. It's once it all opens up and all that. So we just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient and enjoy what we have, and try and find ways around. And when we get back to it, I think you guys are writing as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like we may have stopped writing now, and we're recording at the moment because we can record everything at home.
Oh, you said, like self-sufficiency. Nice.
Yeah, because I can mix, the bassist can mix. We can all record from home. Even our drummer has a setup where he can actually record live drums.
Oh, wow. That's very lucky.
Yeah, I think he's just managed to set it up just before lockdown.
Oh, that's very, very lucky.
Oh, very lucky. And no, we feel very, very glad he can do that. I think the only thing that we won't be doing ourselves is mastering, because we'll get someone else to do that, because can't do apart from the fact of we can't do everything ourselves, it's also good to get a second pair of ears.
Yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
namesake as well.
Mm.
If you say mixed and mastered, or at least mastered by X person, it actually helps quite a bit. That's what we found anyway. So.
I suppose it every little bit helps to bring the costs down. If you can
Yeah.
do the raw recordings yourself, then you just pay for master as opposed to pay for the whole studio lot. It starts getting
It's
pricey.
unnecessary for us. That's the thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
we can do it all ourselves.
Yeah, if you've got the means to do it, I think that saves it. Every little bit helps, doesn't it? The saving.
Exactly.
It's more money put in the bitchin' t-shirt pot.
Yeah, bitchy t-shirts. But then
Bitchy
again, you've got like places like Merch Shop where they just make everything for you. You just send them the
Yeah.
designs, and they just take a percentage. I don't
There's
know how I
lots of
feel
stuff.
about that though.
Yeah.
It's I
Pros
yeah.
and cons. I suppose if you weren't sure how many you were going to sell, it might end up cheaper than buying a run of 50 or 100 shirts. If you're just starting out, it's good to test the waters.
I think it's also a live environment, because when you're at a live environment and have your t-shirts for sale, you've got to guess all the sizes. And you know, how many times have you tried to guess all the t-shirts and you're left with about 20 or 30 t-shirts of random sizes that people can't fit in or don't want? It's very hard to work out the mathematics behind it.
How
So it's
many
good
to
in that
get?
way, but then again, you do need physical ones at the gigs. So you
Yeah.
still need to have a physical. I don't know. It's that kind of thing is really hard because it's not an exact science. You'd never know who's going to come
No.
in the actual
One
venue.
thing that we've done that I found has been really handy, especially with sizing and designs and stuff, is I've done a Google what's it called? A Google form. So basically,
yeah.
like, you know, what do you do, so and so, and so I've posted it on a bunch of places, like, yeah, but we're, you know, what shirt size do you wear? Because the one thing that we've found is we can't shift the small shirts.
We have a
Nobody's small.
problem. Yeah.
Like, because I would have thought, oh, there must be some dinty ladies that would want our shirts, but
Yeah.
there isn't. There's no one dinty enough to have the small shirts. So I had a look, and it's like it's very much within somewhere definitely between large and extra large. But then again, that depends on who your fan base is, so on and so forth. But if you start out and you know approximately where you're going, you have that data to rely on a little bit. You're like, okay, I can do that. As what colour shirts do people want? Okay, they all want black, and so, you know, most common denominator.
Yeah, no, we find it very hard when it comes to that kind of stuff, because you don't get a return on your money. You don't, you know, you put in a lot of money into things and you don't get a return into it until you actually do sell them. But you can't force people to buy them.
Yeah.
And
Yes, you can.
well, we have many times. That's throughout any chance, but it's a weird one. It's because the thing is, it's going back to the whole. It's an expensive hobby thing. You know you're going to lose money. You just got to try and make it so you don't lose as much. And music is a love. And I'll be honest with you, I love the fact that I've got my own t-shirts. I love the fact when you get a brand new t-shirt with brand new design and you're like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, if people get behind it and all that, it'd be fantastic. But you also got to realise how much money is in the music at the moment. You know, like you buy... records aren't being bought anymore. I'm glad I'm seeing that vinyl's coming back. I love vinyl.
Yeah, I've got quite a few vinyls.
I buy vinyls all the time, but they are expensive. But also, you're seeing that venues for normal bands, you know, 30, 40 quid to see a band live who is a name band.
Yeah.
And the beer that costs so much money in venues nowadays, and the overheads and all that, and it basically, for smaller bands that can't actually turn around and say, right, okay, we can earn you X, Y, and Z, because you can never guarantee anything.
No.
That's why a lot of people are in that kind of like horrible situation bubble type thing, where it's like, right, okay, how can we get to the next level? And that's where, as I said, I'm coming back, and I'm hoping that people will start supporting live music, whether it's your band, our band, whatever, just enjoying live music again. because that is where you can actually help and support bands to actually get up to the next level, and that's what's needed, and help us actually. The money that we earn from that will come towards us recording an album, so you get more content, and it's that kind of mentality that needs to be put back in, because there isn't any scouts in the audience anymore. There's no big labels that are going to invest in the band just because they've walked into a venue and went, oh wow, I like them, I'm going to sign them. It's never that way. They go by what the social statistics is of like your network group and all that kind of stuff, Facebook and Twitter and all that. And you know, that's why support is necessary. And as I said, I'm just hoping that people get the message and get out there and support local promoters, venues, bands, and also bands also support each other, because that's the main thing. You know, it's we all want the same goals. We want our music to go out to as many people as possible. And the only way to do that is just go, right, okay, let's show what the UK scene is like. And yeah, that's what a lot of people are feeling that way and looking towards a future in that way. It's just making that transition between what's happened in the past and what can happen now.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're completely right with that. With this, because we're reaching the 2-hour mark now, because I try and keep it below 2 hours. Is there anything that you guys want to add before we close it off?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
Check us out.
Yeah.
Check out Deep Throat Trauma.
Deep Throat Trauma.
Two.
We on Facebook. We've got a web page, but I don't know what it is.
Wait.
Because
don't Google Deep Throat Trauma with Safe Search off.
You may get better surprises
Yeah.
than our ugly mutts.
Yeah.
Check out our album, but we will our EP as we call it. EP. Go deep or go home, because that is our first kind of attempt to just throwing our music out there, and you know the new stuff's coming, you know, fast and furious at the moment. So we're hoping to get something done. Depending on what happened,
obviously the lockdown
and all that kind of stuff, but we are working on it, and we really want to, you know, hopefully by next year when this is all gone, we want to bring a new show, a new kind of music,
new
and
gigs.
New gigs attitude. We want to go up and down the country. We want to actually just spread our fucking nuts sacks everywhere.
Spread them.
Yeah, exactly.
Spread them.
Spread them, and bring the kind of like mayhem and carnage that we want to actually, of the alien-based band.
We just want to have a gay old time. Is what that is. Yeah, I said it. So it's going to be sick, mate. It's going to be sick. Check out Deep Throat Trauma. We're on Facebook. You can find our EPs for free online.
Yes, we give away our EP. It's on Spotify, but if you go on our website, which is, I can't remember.
Go on the Facebook.
Go on the Facebook, and it's got a website on there. But you can actually download a whole EP for free. It doesn't. We don't care.
We don't care.
Just listen to our music.
Listen to it.
And buy T-shirts, because, well, have we got any T-shirts?
Yeah, we got some.
We got some, okay. Try and buy a T-shirt.
Look at our T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts are sexy.
Patches.
No, we haven't got any patches.
Yes, we do.
You can find all of their merch and things on deepthroattrauma.bigcartel.com.
That's the one.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you. Someone's...
See?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Can you manage us? Because we really don't know what we're doing.
Oh, help me, Danny. Honestly, I've got all these stupid kids around me.
I know exactly how you feel. I deal with the same thing.
God.
Who knows? I'll start a label, and then I'll start running all of these bands.
And you're like, why is everyone so stupid?
Only if we're on it.
Yeah, but then again, I won't have asked that. I can just do it myself. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, you guys are playing this next week. Oh, but well, you didn't put in the calendar. Oh, but it's my son's birthday. Well, fuck your son's birthday. It's now gig time.
Bring him along. Educate.
He'll have other birthdays. Get over it, prick.
Exactly. It's a gig. It's for the fans.
Bring him along. Birthday gig.
Exactly. It's cake.
That's right. Oh, another thing to say. Thank you so much for having us today, Danny.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Thank you so much for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
Oh, we've had a lovely time.
It's been lovely. We can talk to other people.
Hooray!
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like lockdown.
No.
Fantastic.
Okay,
What a lot there. What's going on?
Hey, who are you?
Once again, guys, thank you so much for coming on. This was Deep Throat Trauma, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great time. Goodbye, lads and lasses.
Bye-bye.